Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
Favorite time of year. We made
it. Well, we can start the show by thoughts and prayers with the Maynard family. You know, passing a Hall of Famer, Don Maynard. Unfortunately, a lot of us never had a chance to see him play, but an all-time great, changed the game, an all-time Jet great too. So thoughts and prayers with his family for sure.
Yep. Yeah, everything he did, NFL, AFL, bringing the Jets to the spotlight. Sucks.
Absolutely. So we have some other news before we go to our callers. So we have some good news, Primetime, is the Jets coaching staff will be one of two that are coaching the Senior Bowl, which is phenomenal, man, because you're going to get, you know, obviously you coach the players, but you get to evaluate, you get basically hands-on access to see some of the top players in the country as they get ready for the draft. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, huge win for the Jets being able to be there, kind of get an early leg up on the competition, seeing all these young guys. So I don't see what can go wrong with that.
Yeah, you got 4 picks in the top 38, man. You never know. Some of those guys could be there. I mean, I think Michael Carter played in the Senior Bowl last year. They had guys that played in it. So it's definitely, it's hey, any little advantage they can get, the better. But the next topic, I think, is going to probably put a spark in your ass a little bit. And that is the increase of Jets season tickets and the increase of the parking passes. So
hold on. I heard there's nothing wrong with it because the Jets haven't increased the prices in 5 years, so it's okay. They're just catching up with the times, inflation, everything else.
So is there anything wrong with the fact for the last couple of years, season ticket holders have they've lost tons and tons of money as they got no return on investment as the tickets were useless?
Exactly. That's the point. I mean, not raising the tickets was the right thing to do because most fans ate all those games by November and December. Like when we talked about it during the stream this year, those seats you could not give away. They were worth pennies on the dollar. So all that money that the fans put up at the beginning of the year, they ultimately had to eat.
Yep.
So I think the Jets were doing the right thing in spite of the fact that, ticket prices across the league were going up. The Jets were doing the right thing by keeping them where they were. At this point right now, we still have not seen this thing turn around. We haven't seen the rebuild flip yet. Until you have a winning product on the field, I don't care what everybody else is doing. Your product still sucks. Your fans still just paid full price for all those seats that they couldn't give away last year. And now you're upping them again. And not just the tickets, but also the parking, which went up like $10.
I mean, right now it's like in these crazy times, they've won 4 football games. And like you said, there was a lot of games. Like there was points where I was offered free tickets and I said, no, thanks. Those free tickets are from a season ticket holder who didn't want to go. Yeah. They're giving away $125 a seat, 2 seats and a parking pass for free because they don't want to go. The Jets are saying, well, that's kind of tough shit. We're going to raise them anyway and raise parking 10 more bucks. And I just don't get it, dude. Like, listen, I understand it's a business, but they're testing the patience and I'm going to make up a word for you, the suckerdom of fans. But like, how much of a sucker are you going to be like, you know what? I know you got no return on your investment the last couple of years. We're still arguing. We're not a playoff team next year. Maybe a playoff team, maybe an 8-win team. Definitely not a Super Bowl contender. You don't really have a face of franchise. You hope it's Zach Wilson. Like you have a glimmer of hope in this team, a glimmer of hope, and we're up the prices on you. And it's so funny.
It's the perfect time to do it while there is that glimmer of hope.
Yeah, but they did it. The funny thing is they did it after the press conference with Joe Douglas and Saleh. How convenient was that, right? Because they don't want to be like, hey, isn't that kind of crazy?
It's a shame for the fans, and even more so, like I'm glad that I didn't invest in a PSL. We just moved to the upper deck, no PSLs where we're sitting. But for the people that have actually been paying those PSL payments every single year for this stadium without one playoff game yet in almost 20 years, I mean,
it's hard. It's so hard to justify having season tickets, especially during these times where, in theory, I mean, I do it myself, dude. You can go to any game you want for less than face value and sit lower level. Like you saw the seats we've had this year. We had 2 rows from the field, 3 rows from the field, 6 rows from the field, less than face value every game.
We probably could have sit lower level every single game for the price that I paid for my upper deck seats. Probably could have paid less to sit lower level every single game. So,
yeah. So it is. That's a business, and I think the Jets are trying to pass that news off like, oh, no big deal. And it's like, it is a big deal, man, because you know what? You're paying, and the other thing too is you pay for preseason games, man, and that's the biggest weight. And I know every team does it. But like, even if they would say, you know what, we're not going to raise the prices for the preseason games, made the regular, but like, it's just like they just kick you in the nuts, man.
Get you every which way. Yep.
So the Jets did what they did. You know, they had, I mean, to do it off a 4-win season is just insane. I will never understand it. And the thing is, too, it's like, it's not a good stadium environment. It's a joke. It's not like the way it used to be. And even with half crowds, dude, even with the limited crowds they had this year, getting out of that stadium was still an absolute nightmare. So you're going to charge me more to be the same frustration that I've always had. Why would I want to do that?
Makes no sense. And there's no way to justify it anymore, too. Like, I don't even want to complain anymore because I have the decision to make. You know, like me and my dad, we're going to talk about it, whether or not, you know, we still want to re-up or not. I'm going to leave it up to him. You know, if he still wants to do it and we want to keep it in the family, we'll do it. You know, it's been in the family since '83. It's not an easy thing to give up, but, you know, they just try to find new ways to fuck with you. And when they haven't given you anything for so long, it's been so long since we've been able to go to games and genuinely enjoy the stadium environment and have a real crowd there. And when they're not giving you anything, it's really hard to keep making that decision over and over again.
And the thing is, like, and it's funny because the ticket reps call me, and I like to ask questions because they call me. They want to sell me something. I'm like, okay, I'm saying I'm a season ticket holder, and you're raising my prices. I'm gonna call my ticket rep, right? Tell me exactly what's going to warrant this increase. Tell me what is going to improve this year. You may win a few more games. Same stadium, same traffic, same congestion, same $15 beers, same terrible acoustics.
And even if they do win a few more games and it's more of an exciting year, it almost feels like that's what's owed to us after. If you're somebody that's been investing every single year, like this is what you've been investing for, to have some of those meaningful games late in the year, to have some
courtesy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, see, the thing is, like, at some point, the Jets should thank you. Thank you for sticking with us through this decade of horseshit. Like, they haven't made they haven't made the playoffs in over a decade. Like, thank you for sticking with us. Not only are we not going to raise the prices, pick out your favorite player. We will send you an autographed helmet. We will send you a jersey. Not the, like, all of the what perks do you get? Like, literally what perks do you get? A Q&A once in a while.
They give us $20 for each seat in Jets cash, and I think that's about it.
Like, what is the benefit right now being a season ticket holder? There's really, it's almost like it's a pain in the ass. It's a burden. Like, I would look at it as a burden because look at you, dude. At the end of the year, when you don't want to go because they're playing like shit, you're gonna be surrounded by opposing fans. You like, it's a burden because you don't want to lose that money. Like, money. Listen, if it's $50, $100, $200, it's still money, dude. Add that to a couple games, look at $500-$600. Who wants to throw that away?
I told you the season ticket holder survey that they sent out a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Where they actually had the nerve to ask, "Did you know that with becoming a season ticket holder, you get first access to playoff tickets?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that because we've never been in that situation at this stadium." So
it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But this is the Jets. This is the NFL. It's a business, and and then you get to make your own choices. And like I said, I was a season ticket holder, and I just gave up because I was getting so annoyed with it. The prices kept going up, the football kept going down, and the atmosphere sucks. Because you used to always sit by the same person every week. Like, we had our whole section with the same people week in and week out. To the point when somebody wasn't there, we're all calling them, "Hey, man, you're right." Are they cool? Like, it was like a big family. Now it's like you have no idea who you're sitting next to. Either an empty seat, an opposing fan, or some random bozo that's on his phone at the time. So it's completely different, dude.
That's the environment they created, though. That's the environment they created.
So what we'll do is we'll share the link, which I didn't do yet. That's my bad. Anything you guys want to talk about, we can do a kind of a season recap. I think I did my longest video of my life 2 days ago.
Oh,
16-minute video. So
16 minutes on what?
Recap the season, man. Recap the team.
Did you recap every game?
No, just to play all the positions.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I've been busy over here. I'm cranking out content.
So
and the other thing too is we want to thank everybody too. Now that the season's over. We're gonna keep sharing our thoughts. We'll probably do one show a week. We can pick the day, either Monday or Tuesday, and then we'll do all kinds of videos. We'll do some streams for the UFC or whatever else. Get the New Jersey Generals coming up. We'll do that. We'll obviously do the draft. We do free agency. So we're gonna do plenty of stuff. So prime time. What day do you want to do? Do you want to do Mondays or Tuesdays?
Well, it's up to you. I can do both, but whatever's easier.
Just pick one day a week, 2 days a week. What the hell are we gonna talk about? Not till free agency starts, at least.
Yeah, like whatever day is easier for you, I could do it. So.
Yeah, I don't care. We could do it's probably Tuesday, probably easier for me. So, but you guys can vote too. And if anybody's in the Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania area, let me know because I'll probably go in there January 31st. So I'm gonna be a complete tourist and I have no idea what I'm doing there. So So you got primetime. You got Kobe Covington and Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, is that official?
Yeah.
Nice.
The UFC like 272 or 273.
I saw Tuivasa and Derek Lewis also, right?
Yep. And then you got what's his face got hurt. So you have Volkanovski, I think, against Korean Zombie, another good fight. A lot of good fights coming up, man. So we got thank you very much, Larry. We appreciate it. So anything you guys want to talk about? This is a good question too. Now I'll give you my idea, and you can give me your idea.
Bills Patriots.
I don't think Bills Patriots. Yeah, Saturday night Bills Patriots.
Has to be Bills Patriots.
All right. That's what we're doing. We're doing Bills Patriots. So we got here. Did you hear Joe Douglas take a shot at Blitzboy? I did not.
I didn't. What did he say?
Did not. I don't know. Tell us what he said. I listened to half the press conference, but I knew kind of what he was going to say. He took accountability. He took ownership, which was good. They said all the right things. Now I'm to the point where it's like
6 wins in 2 years is not acceptable. I liked him saying that.
And they're saying they got resources to, be aggressive and do what they have. So hey, listen, no excuses for anybody now. How pissed at the Rams are Saints fans this week? Yeah, man, the whole playoff thing was weird, man. Blitzboy is Jamal Adams. Will you guys ever stream a game in the same room?
I don't know how we'd be able to do that.
I don't know how we would do that because it would probably
echoes too. The echo of the other person.
Yeah.
We could do it. I'm sure we could set up like one screen, just like both be on the same one, right?
Oh, he said he will never say Jets for life again. Oh, when he's talking about Quincy Williams? Yeah. Because we all think the same thing. He said the same thing. I want Sam to be here for a long time. I want Jamal to be here for a long time.
Bobby Anderson, I think.
Marcus May.
That's usually a sign that they're about to get traded.
Yep. So. Let's see. Should stream. I want to do Bills Patriots, man. I can't wait for that game because I think the Bills are going to put a beating on them.
Me too.
Any chance of Knicks or Rangers streams?
We could do some Knicks streams.
Yeah, if you want to hear me curse a lot, it'd be a Knick game because I'm just this Julius Randle thing is just pissing me off endlessly now. So,
think they're going to make a trade for the deadline?
Yes.
Another Derrick Rose type move.
They're going to have to. Other news: Joe Judge got fired today. It was only a matter of time. The Giants. I mean, when Aaron Rodgers starts taking shots at you, you have no choice. Then, I mean, Giants were a complete laughingstock.
Surprised Flores got fired. Shocked by that.
Crazy, man. Crazy. What's so weird is that everybody, like Brian Flores was such a highly touted guy. Everybody respected him. The initial firing happens, like all this outrage. Then not even a half day later, he was a prick behind the scenes. He all the bad mouthing comes. It's just like, what the hell? My business phone going off right now.
That's ownership and the GM trying to justify their move.
But it's just so crazy. But then everybody piles the most diehard of fans were all like, "Oh, Flores is so good. Flores is so good." Then a half day later, he was an asshole. He hated Tua. He hated this. I'm like, how do you know this? It's so crazy how fast it changes.
Last 3 years, I can't remember one Dolphin fan coming on the stream, coming in the chat with any kind of issues with Flores. So
I like Flores, dude. Look what they've done. They kept winning.
Every year they've won.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Do a couple more comments here. Good to see everybody. Would you sign Joe Judge for special teams? Absolutely not. I want nothing to do with that clown. I like Brant Boyer. He's fine. Do you bring May back or do you think he's done? I don't think he's done, but I don't think he's going to get the contract nowhere near what he thought he was going to get. Now with the injury and the DWI.
You're definitely not going to franchise tag him and pay the 20% increase or whatever it is. So that's not going to happen. And then, between the DUI and I think he felt slighted by not being able to hit the market last year. Yep. I just don't think it's going to work out.
Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Marcus Maid or Ashton Davis? Well, I don't want to. Ashton Davis can go. He's showed me nothing. I think Marcus Maid will probably go somewhere else on a different contract and start fresh. I don't think he's coming back.
I think Ashton Davis will come back as your third or fourth safety, but not as a starter.
Yeah, but he's not. He's definitely not a starter at all. What else we got here? Marcus. Bill O'Brien comments. I can't stand that guy either.
I don't know.
Send Ashton Davis, Denzel Mims, and Shepard to the moon. Yeah, I don't think Denzel Mims is going to be here either. I think they're going to find a way to get rid of him too.
He'll be in training camp.
Interesting comments about Mekhi Becton, though. They always say he's got to get in the best shape of his life. A lot of subliminal messages there, prime time.
Yep. And they're sticking with he's just a large human being for why it took so long to come back.
Nobody's buying it now. No. Nobody's buying it at all. All right.
8 weeks to 4 months. No.
So we're going to start off with the same call we started off with last time. But the question I have is he going to preach to us for a half hour, or are we going to have an actual conversation with him? Because he seems to lecture us a little bit.
I like when he preaches, though. He was spitting knowledge last week.
Yeah, but it's long, though, dude. Like he has like a monologue, like 12 minutes.
Got a lot to say.
Yeah, but at least you talk back and forth, like, hey, man, what do you think about this? Like, well, this is what I think, and this is what I think. Turn the page. This is what I think, and then this is what I think. Welcome to my podcast, which I'm almost willing to bet it's either this call or the next call. He's going to announce his own podcast. What do you think?
Maybe that's what it is. He's trying to figure out whether or not he's made for the the podcast life.
Lesson number 1, let everybody talk.
I don't think I could barely talk tonight.
What's up, man?
What's up, folks?
Thanks for having me on again.
Of course.
This time I won't talk for 20 minutes or whatever. The big off season obviously ahead. I actually had a couple questions for you guys, kind of just your thoughts on possibilities of players to look at in free agency and the draft. I know with Jameson Williams last night tearing his ACL in the national championship game, that definitely destroys it, but hurts his draft stock big time as a possible target. But I was I was just thinking today, and I wrote down just some possible targets and stuff. Like, if you look at the free agents this season, 4 receivers are going to be free agents: Crowder, Barrios, Smith, and Keelan Cole. Now they're not. It's obviously it's not. You still have Davis and Elijah Moore, and then with the uncertainty around Denzel Mims, I was wondering. Not saying that we're going to lose all 4 guys, because I do think Douglas probably makes a pretty strong push for Barrios. I would hope he does. He had a really nice year, and he's been a nice asset for Wilson. But Crowder, I could see with this point in his career going to a championship contender, which Jets obviously aren't. Hopefully one of these years, but we're not there yet. Probably going to go to a championship contender and try to win a championship. Jeff Smith, just depth, and Keelan Cole was kind of, obviously nice touchdown on Sunday, but I was just wondering what your guys' thoughts were. If we do lose, let's just say 3 of the 4 guys, would that, would that increase our need much for a receiver in free agency, or would you guys still maybe be patient, re-sign Barrios, and maybe look at a guy like a Garrett Wilson in the draft?
I would do both, dude. I think they're gonna find a way to bring Barrios back. But even if you bring Barrios back, you get rid of Crowder, you get rid of Cole. I still go sign a free agent and I draft one, dude. I'm all about giving Wilson targets, dude. I don't know what you think, prime time, but I want explosive playmakers everywhere.
I don't think any of those free agents would really impact what the Jets are going to do as far as free agency or the draft in terms of needing a legitimate number 1 receiver still. I don't think you can depend on that from Corey Davis right now. I think at best he's a number 2. Maybe you hope Elijah Moore can take that jump in his second year and become a number 1 guy. Either way, though, I think they still need a legitimate stud that could be opposite Corey Davis on the outside, unless you're going to put Elijah Moore in the slot. But yeah, so Braxton Barrios, he's a good receiver. I'm fine with him bringing him back at the right price, but I don't think he's that number 1 guy, and they don't really have that on the roster right now. So I don't know if they're going to go the free agent route. I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to decide to pay somebody or not, or if you're going to look to the draft. But I think they're going to add a legitimate receiver one way or another.
Or 2. I bring in 2 more, dude. Bring in a ton of them, dude.
If you sign Barrios, so let's just say you sign a veteran that's like a Jamison Crowder as a free agent, not a top money guy, but just a 1-year contract like a Keelan Cole type. Are you still drafting 2 receivers? Or do you still?
No, I was saying either 1 free agent and then one draft pick like that. Okay. But I'm saying definitely draft. Keep adding playmakers, man. You can never have enough. And the thing is too with Barrios, a lot of the plays he's making this year are probably plays Elijah Moore's making next year. So he may become more of a special teams guy, more of a gadget guy than a legitimate contributor, just based on what he brings to the table. You need a taller, more explosive guy on the outsides. I think
it helps also if they can add a legitimate tight end. If you bring back Barrios, you get a tight end, and you get a number 1 receiver, you probably don't need another 2 or 3 receivers if you have a true tight end in there.
Yeah, that's something Darnold didn't have. He didn't have a tight end. He didn't really have a true number 1.
The Jets haven't had one in a decade. Yeah.
I was also thinking, you talk about a tall, athletic receiver. Mike Williams from the Chargers could be an option. Definitely Herbert's benefited from him. Obviously they lost to the Raiders, but definitely a solid piece would be a solid piece to add to the roster. I know I saw you guys on Twitter retweeted it, but I was pretty intrigued with the with the Calvin Ridley trade news. I think we have a lot of draft picks. The Falcons, I know they said that they're probably going to hang on to Matt Ryan, but seem to be in the direction of going through another rebuild. I'm not saying give up every pick. I would like to. I mean, I don't know what the Falcons would really want for him, given that, he only played a couple games this season, I believe, due to I don't think it was an injury, but
the mental health. He took a break away from the game.
Some mental health issues.
Yeah.
With the
So what would you offer
for Ridley?
Yep.
I mean, I would love to bring him in. So I love the two top 10 picks, 4 and 10. I mean, if I could try and get him for maybe 2 seconds and the third, I would. But I think the Falcons are going to probably want one of our first.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, I think the thing you can do, like, people are worried about, what his mindset is. Does he want to play the game of football? Will he be committed when he comes back? You can make a lot of things conditional. You could be like, hey, we'll offer you whatever. Just say a second and a fourth. But if he catches 75 passes, that becomes a third or a second. Like, you can do something like that to kind of give yourself some insurance where if it doesn't pan out, doesn't smack you in the face and you lost 2 second-round picks and a third or some shit. I mean, what do you think, prime time?
Second and a fourth, I think, is perfect value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially.
What
were you gonna say? I mean, especially Falcons team. I mean, it would be a big loss, but I mean, they still got Kyle Pitts. They got a couple of picks coming up this year too would be filling for Ridley. So it's not like it would be a massive loss for them where we'd have to throw the whole kitchen sink at them in order to lure Ridley over here. But another guy just to keep in mind possibly is.
But the only other thing though is if you listen to what Saleh said in his end of year press conference, he said he wants guys that love the game of football, live for football. Mm-hmm. They don't play football for what it gives them. He wants them, so where does Calvin Ridley fall in that? Is he one of those guys? Like, I don't know enough about him. Like, I know of him, obviously I know what he does, but I don't know how he is behind the scenes, his character, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that'd be something that definitely they'd have to clarify first and, discuss more. Yeah,
that's, like you said, that's definitely big. You make a great point with Saleh wanting guys that love the game.
And then, you know what? It's funny when he started talking about that, I started thinking of Mims a little bit, and now I'm just guessing out there, but like you see guys that just absolutely love the game of football and they're committed to they talk about Barrios over and over, how Barrios is like a film junkie, always studying, always working, and it's like they kept talking about that. I kept thinking like the reason why Mims maybe didn't get that same kind of benefit is maybe he loves what football affords him. He loves the highlights and everything else, but maybe he's not really committed as they want him to be, and that's why he's not playing. And that's just a guess. Yeah. I don't know anything. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's also a good point. I mean, the Mims situation is just weird. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys do you think he's gonna be on the roster come training camp, or?
I think Primetime does. I don't. I think he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah.
You're not going to get anything for him right now. So what would be the point of giving up on him?
I'm not getting anything from him now.
You bring him back to training camp and you hope that.
What did I get from him this year? 5 penalties and a couple drops. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No, but
let's break down his contract. How many drops? How much per drop did he give us?
You heard what Saleh said, right? Sometimes guys after that first year, they kind of coast into that second year. They think they've arrived. They think they've made it. Well, now he got a true test. He hasn't made it yet. He's 6th, 7th, 8th on the depth chart most of the time. So he's got a long way to go.
He can't even line up correctly.
You give him one off season to try and figure it out. You bring him back to training camp. And at the very least, if he has a couple good showings in preseason, you can trade him and actually get some value for him. Right now, his value is shot. He has no value right now.
Yeah, and even if bringing in other receivers and maybe bring in depth and kind of like you said, bring him to training camp, give him competition. And if he doesn't perform or he comes in and he's not ready to go, he's lazy, he's not trying, and you get rid of him. I mean, it's that definitely could be a possibility. I mean, you did get Chris Herndon for a 4th, so I guess anything's possible because he.
Yeah, if you could get a 4th or a 5th, I think that's different. I just don't know the team that'd be willing to offer that right now for Mims.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, you throw in Mims in a deal to move up in the draft. I'm not opposed to that either. I mean, I'd explore every option, especially if you're talking about you have Corey Davis, you bring back Barrios, you have Elijah Moore, you want to go sign a free agent and draft a guy. That's 5 guys. I mean, I'm over the Mims thing. I just think it's just he's not fitting this culture, he's not fitting this team. It's just not working out. change of scenery is best, and away you go. Like
and when he's out there, he's not doing anything. It's not like he's making these spectacular.
And that's the thing, because he had an opportunity when he had all these injuries. We're down to friggin' playing DJ Montgomery and Jeff Smith and was it Tariq Black, whatever the hell guy's name was last week. All these guys, everybody literally making plays but him. The only play he made was a penalty.
And so I think I can recall the only big play he had this season was that 40-yard catch against the Panthers week 1.
That's it. It's all been downhill since then.
Covered too. He's wide open.
Yep.
By the way, I hear you guys talking. I actually do run a podcast myself.
I knew it.
So.
All right, where is it? Let's hear it. Where is it at? Let me guess. Let me guess. You do it on Tuesday nights at 8:00.
No, it's just a regular Monday through Friday podcast, BSN Network on YouTube. I talk the 4 of the major sports: basketball, baseball, hockey, and football.
You do it every day?
Yeah, every day. I
God
do it for
bless
about
you,
an
dude.
hour. Try my best.
Good for you, man. So what's it called? I'm gonna go check this out. Can we go in there and and troll you?
It's just BSN Network on YouTube. It's whatever you want to call it. Like when you press on it, it says BSN Network, and then like the cover of it's just like the outline of New York or the skyline of New York City.
So what sports do you cover?
I just cover, well, I know everyone likes their different sports, but what I think is the 4 major sports: baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. So, but I try to be
amazed above hockey. What are we doing here?
Yeah,
I'm not subscribing. I'm already out. I've lost it. I mean, lost interest.
That is one thing I've never really. I sometimes watch. I only really watch those. I never really got into like MMA and stuff. I know it's very popular. I know a lot of people who haven't, but maybe I'll get in through it if you guys stream some of them.
We'll do it. Bubs, good talking to you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
No problem, dude.
I told you, Prime Time. I told you it was just a matter of time, right?
I'm curious if he started it after calling in or if he had already been doing it for a while.
I don't know, but doing it every day, man. Oof.
Yeah. Monday through Friday.
Damn, we do it. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. That drives me delirious.
Yeah,
it's yeah. Just
I
knew it.
4 sports. It's got to.
4 sports. Woo! Everybody knew it. You can predict it. It's just you come on the show and you get good reviews from the chat, because the chat is the ultimate critic. Like, we're usually nice with whatever, but the chat, if they start liking you, all of a sudden it's like, hey, you know what? Let me do this shit too. I'll get to my own. But like, that's why Panda's gone now. We Panda's been gone for a while. He's gone. Would you give Mims one more year? Primetime would. I'm not. I'm done.
Unless somebody's giving you a 4th or a 5th round pick, no, I'm giving him another year. At least inviting him to training camp and see what he does.
BS Network. I was thinking the same thing.
I thought you said BSN Network.
Trevor, I'm drunk as a skunk right now. Good for you on a Tuesday. Come on, man. You got some control over there. Let's see.
Calling in. Hopefully there's no work tomorrow.
I got the Texans fan. He's out of here. I just saw him. He's gone. Panda's a traitor. Let's see. I'm gonna take it further and start my own website. Wonderful. TJ, thanks for the info. Yeah, I'm stuck with Prime. See, Vinny cares about you, man.
Thank you, Vinny. I'm getting there. Not 100%.
Lauren's holding out for her own next Netflix series. Good to know. Got a whole bunch of cast of characters here. All right, we're gonna go to. Oh, look at this guy. This guy's been on a while. Where the hell have you been?
Working.
Oh.
Come on, man.
Hey, tight. No, well, what's that, Mr. Primetime?
You are dressed
Yeah,
up.
you dressed up.
No, I just got my chill outfit.
That's my going out.
Looking sharp, man.
Thanks, man. But anyway, yeah, it's great to be back. Thanks for having me on. How you doing, Tyson? How you doing, Mr. Primetime?
Doing great, man.
Hanging in there. It's the off season. Best time of the year.
Yeah, I actually did make it to one game, the Halloween game, the Bengals win, the Mike White game.
We were there, dude. You didn't say hi to us?
Yeah, no, dude. My tailgating spot, it was like in parking lot 26. It was like way, like you had to go through the tunnel, like way into like the hinterlands. My buddy gave me a lift, and it was like all his friends, but they were like.
What time did you get there?
Oh, like 9:30 to 10 in the morning. And then then we were like tailgating our asses off, and then you
forgot all about us, basically.
No, I didn't. I actually left with my buddies early. No, I could never forget about you. No,
listen, man,
I
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I start drinking, I forget about prime time myself, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, I left it a little early, and then we went over to like I don't know the Verizon entrance or whatever the entrance it was, and I was there for like 20 minutes, like kind of like looking for you guys, and then like it just got packed. I gave up, and we went in to see the game. But
So more importantly, let's get to the important stuff. How is your band doing? What are you guys doing with the band?
We had that show, the last show, like before this other like wave of the pandemic hit. We had the show like October 23rd. But like I guess it wasn't our best show because it started like really late and like my guitar was too loud or like whatever the beef was. I don't even know, but
they kick you out?
No, it was still a good show, but it was like late at night and it was like I was like dead tired. But I mean, but so far I haven't really done
drink
much.
Coffee, dude. You have to have your pregame ritual before your show. You can't go in there tired.
Yeah, I know. But
need somebody to slap you in the face or something like that. Get you all revved up.
Yeah, I know.
The Super Bowl guitar battle.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for. Yeah, no, exactly. I didn't get my second shot to get revenge.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's been a long time since Mr. Primetime Blues, if you remember that. A classic.
Yes,
no,
it was.
but yeah. So anyway, I had a really good time seeing that one game, and it was like the miracle, the Mike White miracle. But you know what? Here's my big take. I went from like thinking like Zach Wilson was going to be a bust to being a huge fan by the end of the year. A huge fan. I could say I'm a huge fan of the kid now. I never thought I would get there, but the way that he just matured over the course of this season, like he weathered the storms. He got hurt. He didn't get freaked out by the whole Mike White episodes, and he made the mistakes through. Then in the last four games, no picks. And he just
5 games.
That's
5 games, yeah. And you could just see like the maturity actually happened, and it just to me that was like a big step forward. And I ended up I love the kid now.
There you go.
Yeah.
See that? That's called maturity. It's called progress. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. What
I
else?
can't believe you were tired for your show. What the fuck, bro? You're a rock star.
I
you don't
know.
get tired. You get hyped up.
I know.
There's many things you could do to hype yourself up for a concert. What are you doing, man? I'm disappointed
I don't know.
now.
I
had
had
to throw shit at you.
Yeah, geez, I don't know what happened, but it was, everybody has an off night. Even the best, even the superstars have an off night.
That's true. That's very true.
You know what I mean?
So what do you guys, are you planning something going forward? Like anything, or wait until all this nonsense ends?
Good question. Well, like we had it, actually the bass player, the bass player got COVID.
Okay.
So like everything's been on the chill out until like I guess he gets better and just, I mean, it just doesn't feel the same like going to concerts like at this level, like, they're just like all crowded in. Everyone's like really crowded in, and it's just like the COVID, the pandemic. I just wanted to get it over with and then go out and do more shows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of bands right now are postponing it for like 2 or 3 months before they go back on tour.
Yeah, exactly. So. Although I did hear that Megadeth did reschedule for 2022.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of concerts coming up this spring and summer, man. All these bands are back out. So I think once the weather turns nice, everybody's like, you know what? Fuck it, we're back. So.
But yeah, no, I but as far as like everything else Jets concerned, my wife got me a really nice like New York Jets little bracelet.
There you go.
Little bracelet for Christmas.
Man. You're like GQ tonight.
No, like that's it. I had it.
Look at this guy, the snazzy jacket. He's all clean cut. He's smiling. This shit. Celebrity stuff going on here.
Well, you know what? I try to be off the hook when I'm on the show.
He's getting ready for a Super Bowl performance prime time. That's what it is. He's anchoring for a spot here.
With Lady Gaga, that would be like my dream.
Well, Tim, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it. Good seeing you.
All right, I'll stay more in touch. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Absolutely.
Good talking to you, man. Be good.
Okay.
Good to see him, man. That's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So let's see what we got here. Let's go to see now. We have your pal in this thing, but we're not bringing him on next because he's gonna wait. Your pal, the loser of beer pong. But we're not bringing him on next. But when we bring him on, he either shotguns immediately or I'm hanging up on him. Just so you know. Because apparently he's been on other shows since blowing us off. So he's probably getting bored. He probably didn't get the attention he wanted over there. So now he's coming back here. And I got zero tolerance for him. So
it looks like he's ready to shotgun, though.
If not, he's off. He's got 30 seconds. If I don't see a can in his hand, take his shitty take somewhere else. So we're going to go to Jets Unleashed. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. How you guys been?
What's up, man?
It's been a season, some ups, some downs, it's just interesting to see the progression of this team. From the beginning to end. So
Wait, did the defense progress?
Must have
no,
missed
they just no, the opposite from them. Especially that the front seven, went back.
No, I agree. I completely agree.
So what's your level of confidence in Douglas being able to, put together an offseason and has him competitive for next year at least?
I'm 50. I'm 50-50 right now because of he got some good picks. He needs to be aggressive free agent. He can't be cheapskate this time.
Yep.
He has to be aggressive and he has to hit on these free agent. That's where it starts. And especially with when he finishes offensive line again, even though we were injured this game, getting 9 sacks off against offensive line was horrible. I was afraid he was going to get hurt. But to be honest, there's a lot to progression. The cornerbacks, they looked very well. I think they're the top most shocking position out of a whole group this year.
I agree. I definitely agree. No, I think the young corners were inspiring. The defensive line was disappointing. I mean, the offensive line was playing better, but then you lost the center, you lost McGovern, then you lost Fant, then you lost. I mean, they were dropping like flies towards the end. So the last game was disappointing, but up until that point, there was progress. But you definitely got to upgrade that. Then you got to look at tight end position, obviously wide receiver. I mean, they have you can almost name every position. Like, okay, yeah, we can use one of those because it's a young team that you want to upgrade pretty much everywhere if you can.
Especially, and I think mostly our passing defense. The reason we can beat passing was our safeties because our safeties were down to third or fourth string real quickly in the season, and so teams would just beat us with that too.
See, I think. I mean, I'll respectfully disagree with you because I think the problem with our pass defense was that our run defense was so friggin' bad that once you gouge us excessively with running the ball, everything else is wide open because they're running literally up the middle. You do any kind of play action pass, do anything else, we're all just, it's like picking ducks out there. So, I mean, that's the one interesting thing. Who was it that said about Fadakasi? They're like, don't be surprised they don't re-sign him, which I was interested. I forgot who said that, but you got to see how they value their linemen, man, because you have a lot of money invested there, and you got to play better. So everybody keeps saying, it's a lack of talent. Well, if it's a lack of talent, then don't pay the talent that's here and get other talent in here then. So
that and also who's supposed to get paid at some point in the next year too. If you're planning on paying him, I mean, you can only pay so many guys between Franklin Myers and Carl Lawson still signed for 2 more years.
Yep.
I don't know where Fadakasi really fits in right now.
Yep.
What do you guys think you do with Quincy Williams right now at this point?
Nothing. I don't give him a new contract. I don't. You want to pick up his option? That's great. I'm not. According to Joe Douglas, they have not started negotiations yet. I wouldn't. I just let him play another year and let's show him. Give him another year to prove it. Maybe with Carl Lawson back and John Franklin Myers next to him and some other things there. But I mean, I don't know what you think, Primetime. I'm not giving like $100 million contract right now. I'm just
It would depend on his asking price, but I would think he would probably want to be paid like a top 5 defensive lineman. And to this point, he hasn't really earned that. So yeah, if I was Douglas, I wouldn't start the negotiations. I'd be fine, like you just said. I'd be fine picking up the 50-year option. But as far as giving a long-term deal anywhere near like $70-80 million, I don't think you can do that yet.
Yep.
So for what do you guys think about the white guard Joe Douglas actually got from the trade we got from the Chiefs? Yeah.
Well, he's a free agent, man. So if you want to bring him back, you got to find a price tag for him. Do you want to pay him as a starter? You want to pay him as a depth guy? I mean, he's got you know who he is. He's been your guard for a few weeks now. It's a matter of price tag. I mean, I don't know what you think, Primetime. I mean, he played well, but can you find an upgrade somewhere else even better than him? I'm sure you can.
You could probably find an upgrade, but at the same time, do you maybe want to put that money somewhere else if you know that you could be effective with him? I think the yards per game on the ground went up from something like 3 point something to 5.3 once he was in there. So, I mean, clearly they were able to run the ball with him. So, I don't know.
Yep. Is that it? You're done with questions? Do we answer them all?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night, you guys. Go Jets.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Yeah, that's interesting. The offensive line decisions are going to be interesting, man. That's going to be really, really interesting to see what they, do they bring, what do they do? What do they do with Fant? What do they do with Morgan Moses? What do they do with LDT? Some interesting decisions.
I'm more fascinated to see what they do on defense, or at least who's going to get the blame for why the defense failed to produce. Because LaFleur, he was able to do it without plenty of guys on almost every single position group. Offensive line, multiple receivers were out, a bunch of different quarterbacks were in there, and he was able to get it done. And for the most part, the defense, minus the Carl Lawson injury, and a few of the other guys like Joyner and Jared Davis earlier in the year, for the most part, they've been pretty healthy.
Yep. Right. Yeah, and that was a funny thing. I listened to Tiki and Turney for a little while today to see what their show's all about. And Tiki was like, you got to make defense a priority. I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, it's the worst defense of football. I don't care. Yeah. I want Zach Wilson to be as comfortable and as prepared as possible. I can lose 38, 37 every game. I'm fine with that next year. You want this kid at the max capacity of his abilities. Don't hold him back. We need 2 corners. No. Fuck that. Offense. Protect them and give them playmakers. Yeah, the corners, the secondary, I feel like that's going to be more for 2023. Next year, maybe, if one of those pass rushers fall to you at pick 4, if there's somebody you could sign, maybe you look at improving the pass rush a little bit, getting somebody opposite Lawson. But yeah, for the most part, I think you still got to focus on the offense. Make sure Wilson's in the position to succeed. Absolutely. So, do you want to bring on the man that owes shotguns, or do you want to just make him wait a little bit longer? So, what is the window? How long does he have to do it? I'm saying 30 seconds or he's off. Give him a minute. Let him say his hellos. Hello takes 10 seconds. All right, it's 45 seconds. All right. So now, does he have to say anything like "Thank you for beating me in beer pong"? How should we go about this? It would be a courtesy if he acknowledged you. Come back. I mean, and then he had, he's been absent for a couple weeks now, probably preparing his, What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you been?
Happy New Year.
Hey, you too. Just been going. It's a rough start to the beginning of the year.
Sorry to hear that, man. I know losing to me has got to be a rough start, dude. That sets anybody back.
Yeah, that's all right. But how have you guys been? Okay.
Doing pretty good, man. Season's over.
Yeah, it's just, everyone's all saying, the season's over now. Now the off season begins. What do the Jets have to do to get Wilson in the right direction? There was a lot of good things that was said, and now the best part is that we were volunteered today to go to.
Wait a minute, isn't he supposed to be doing a shotgun right now?
That's what I thought. Sounds like he's stalling.
So, all right, we'll unmute it. We'll unmute it because I'm just making sure that I know what's going on here. All right, you can continue.
Okay. Well, wait, hang on. Why did you mute me?
Are you doing a shotgun tonight?
I ran out of alcohol, actually.
All right. So, prime time.
What are we doing?
And the caller is gone. Just like that. Easy come, easy go.
See, normally I would feel bad, but you warned him prior. You warned him.
You asked me to give him 30 seconds. I was courteous, right?
We gave him a chance. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he knew what he was expected to come on here and do tonight, pay up his end of a lost bet. He owed us a shotgun. I was a little nervous when I saw him come on. He didn't have the beer in his hand. I thought something was wrong. And then he started trying to stall, talking Jets, which we don't do on the show. So.
I mean, this is what we're all about. We're all about accountability here. We can't tell Salah to hold people accountable, and then we let him slide away with losing and not holding himself accountable. It's just the way it is. How long? I can only imagine what he's doing to our direct messages right now. Oh well, adios. So we're gonna go to.
It's still 8:43. Liquor stores are open, so he still has plenty of time. He can run out right now.
I ran out of alcohol.
Nice little 6-pack. Come back on. We'll still be live.
Yep. See,
he can make it
gotta be held accountable. Shit happens around here. Yep. Go call him to some other channel and lie to them. So we're gonna go to Liam while he's working.
I'm at work.
What's up?
How you doing? Can you guys hear me?
Of course, you're good.
I am at work. Yeah, I haven't talked to you guys. I have another job too. I'm an electrician, and they switch us from days to nights and stuff. And that job I have to take a little more serious. So
I bet. Don't want to light yourself up over there.
Exactly. So just I want to put this out here real quick. I really think that Peyton Manning should make a call to the Dolphins and bring back Adam Gase. I just think it's in the best interest of the franchise.
Might as well.
Might as well. I mean, hey, or even bring him to the Giants. I think Adam Gase has a promising future in the NFL. I'd rather keep him in the division, though. I'm scared to play him. God forbid.
I mean, we figure now the Dolphins right now. Who knows who they're going to hire? There's a lot of rumors about Harbaugh, but I don't know about that. And then you figure everybody keeps saying, are the Jets scared about their division? Well, the Dolphins are kind of in flux because you have who's going to be the coach, and they're probably not completely sold on Tua. And then Saturday night, you find out what Mac Jones is because everybody's so scared of Mac Jones. Okay, now you're in the playoffs in a big spot. How do you play in that? The end of the season kind of on a whimper. You know, I was a Jet fan. I'm not overly concerned right now. The Bills are the class of the division. No. The Patriots are solid. Other than that, let's go. We know we're still in it. So see what happens.
I mean, really, Buffalo we have to worry about a little bit, but New England, I guess, is like the big target. And now that the Dolphins are kind of, I don't know what they're going to be. So
we have no idea. I mean, do they make a
splash
move?
I don't think much is going to change from it.
Yeah, I mean, they can go chase a big name coach and try to go that way. They can go after Deshaun Watson. Who knows? But as of now, the way things stand, like as a Jet fan, I'm not scared of our division. You know, at some point we got to stop being like, we got to start raising our level. Makes people scared of us. Get playmakers, play much more quality football, be better coach. Like we got to raise our standards now. Have people scared of us for a change.
I'm scared of the AFC in general right now. Because it's not just a matter of acquiring enough talent to be equal with these teams, but then you have to actually get the continuity, the experience factor, like Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. They've been working together for a few years now. It's going to take a while before whoever we get in is, all caught up and all synced up together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that we have that with Wilson and Davis, or even Wilson and Moore.
Yep,
Wilson,
absolutely.
He needs his guy. Zach Wilson
you got Wilson, you got Moore, you got Carter, you got a nice little nucleus and a legitimate tight end. I mean, you have an offense that can do some things.
Yeah, I think we're on our way.
Yep, absolutely.
So, didn't have much of a take to bring to you guys tonight. The Bills game I think was kind of boring, like you said. I watched all your videos.
I got a take for you then. So your level of confidence in Joe Douglas going into the offseason?
I think this is honestly his biggest offseason yet. A lot of people said that last year was, but last year he knocked it out of the park for the most part. He needs to do that again this year. And then I think that we could all kind of forgive him for the 2020 draft.
Well, I mean, he knocked it out of the park in terms of the draft. His free agency was very mixed results, man.
Yeah. And it's that's kind of been like his whole story since he's been here.
Yep. Absolutely right.
Even like Braxton Barrios is starting to work out now, but like we didn't expect him to really work out. His first free agent signing, I think it was that center from the Panthers. What was his name?
Ryan Khalil.
Ryan Khalil.
That
was a disaster.
Yep.
It's kind of been nothing.
People forget those moves.
He's
had a rough start in free agency, man. He hasn't done
so well.
In
fairness, that was the only move he made that offseason because he got hired late. So
that was a joke too. That was a joke. I don't know. I think that this offseason is his biggest in terms of free agency. Maybe not the draft. I mean, obviously it has to be a big draft again. But all the draft
top
capital.
10 picks, man. 2 top 10 picks. It's freaking huge for him.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not to be understated or anything, but I think that his free agency, he really needs to knock it out of the park this year to prove that he has everything that it takes to become to be a general manager.
Yep, absolutely.
Because you could draft well all you want, but you need that. Look at New England last year. They went nuts in free agency. Normally, it doesn't really work out, but it worked out for them. It has to work out for us. We have to get back to playing competent football.
Absolutely.
I think we're on our way, but
who are 2 or 3 priority free agents that you think he has to re-sign, like from our own free agents?
Definitely Barrios, and I don't think he's going to resign Crowder.
Nope.
I could care less to see Keelan Cole back.
Nope.
My main concern, I guess, would be, I guess it would be Barrios at this point.
What about somebody like Fadakasi? Or you got LDT, you got your right guard, you got Morgan Moses.
Feeney?
Yeah, I think it would probably be LDT or Moses, excuse me.
Yep.
I don't want to spend a lot of money on the defensive line because they really underperformed this year. I have really no interest in seeing them all come back. Like, I don't mind, they already paid JFM. I wouldn't mind paying, I guess, Quinnen. He hasn't really deserved. I don't know. See, like, that's
you don't have to pay Quinnen. He's under contract. What are you paying him for? Keep him under his contract.
Next year you're gonna have to though, and you don't know if he's gonna want to take extension this year or not. I don't know.
Yeah, and Pinero, get the kicker too. We got the kicker, our legendary, our Hall of Fame kicker.
Finally,
Tevin Coleman also. That's Tevin Coleman.
Another guy.
I wouldn't mind. I mean, I would like to bring Tevin Coleman back, but I'd rather give most of the reps to Carter again.
But Coleman's been a good complimentary back, a good leader back there. He's still got some pop. He's got some speed. He's still a quality player. So yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ty Johnson go. I was kind of big on him, like in the 2020 season, like late in the season. Then even like early this year, I think he just kind of fell off a cliff this year.
Well, you know what it was? I think he was comfortable being a running back. When they asked him to be a pass catcher out of backfield, it all fell apart for him, man. It was just too much to ask out of him. I think he was tied with Corey Davis for drops this year. I think he rolled at 6 or 7 or some ridiculous number. So, Liam, good talking to you, man. Have fun at work.
Take care, guys. Yep.
You
I'll
too.
talk to you guys later.
Good.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Talk to him. Go back to the chat real quick. We got here Barrios and our kicker. Absolutely. Titans deserve more respect at the number 1 seed. The Titans deserve a ton of respect because of all the injuries they overcame, all the stuff they overcame. So number 1 seed, phenomenal, dude. They are well coached,
Henry,
man.
I mean, that's their workhorse. So doing it without him.
Tyson, admit you're wrong about me. This is Braxton Barrios talking to me. I admit it. I used to make fun of you. I did. I thought you were worthless. So I completely thought you were just an afterthought. Never thought they'd get any value out of you. So I will admit I was wrong. How about that? Let's see what we got here. Senior Bowl talk. We're excited that the Jets are coaching that, man. That's an awesome opportunity for Sal and the coaching staff to get hands-on experience. You're getting full evaluation now with these top players in the country, man. How do you can't beat that kind of experience.
Get a head start on everybody else. Find out
Absolutely.
what these guys can do, what they can't do. Have them run things that they're going to see maybe in your defense and your offense. Let's see what could go wrong.
It's amazing how fast Tyson in primetime moved on with zero motion after dumping Steve.
It's his own fault. Gave him a chance.
Listen, man, we gave him the chance. Is it too late to redo John Franklin Meyer's contract? I think Afram was telling us it's basically a 1-year deal. You have next year, it's like, what, $12 million or something like that, and then you can get out of it. So
yeah, next year $12 million, and then I'm pretty sure the rest of it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, so it's good. Keelan Cole, I think, is gone. What do you think, primetime?
Most likely. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 receivers that they sign in that like $2 to $3 million range. I don't know if it's going to be him or Crowder, or they're just going to move on, find a different veteran. But I think most likely he's gone.
When is the Senior Bowl? Isn't it like February 5th or something like that? I almost want to go to it because fans can go to it.
Check the date.
Yeah, because I know that they sell tickets to it.
February 5th.
So look at that, man. Look, I know
Alabama.
my shit right now.
Do a little road trip out there.
That'd be fun, man. Can you imagine that?
Right?
That's not a bad idea. February 5th, we got what? What date is the Super Bowl? It's the following weekend, right?
Is it?
Go down there. We can go watch the practice, too. You can watch the practices. You can watch the game. We got to think about this. We definitely got to think. Oh, and this is a topic.
Yeah, Super Bowl's next week after that. Yep.
A topic that we haven't touched yet. Joe Douglas wants to bring back his best friend, primetime. He talked about they'd like to bring back Flacco.
I mean, they wanted to before this year, so I guess it only makes sense that they still want to bring him back. But I don't know. I'd much rather bring back Mike White or somebody like that.
I mean,
find
a
real veteran that you believe in that could be here for a couple of years.
Like, I like to bring a guy that, like a backup that could be here for like under a 3-year contract, whether it's Foles or somebody else. But I mean, like, a guy that if say Zach Wilson struggles or gets hurt, you bring a guy that could actually win you football games. I don't think it's gonna be Mike White, but the whole Flacco love affair, dude, is just wild.
Next year, 37.
I don't know. He looked like he was so disinterested being here. I don't know what this love affair was in. I just don't understand it. But if that's what they want to do, I mean, that's just wild. There's a great comment. Wait, where's this one in the chat? This is a great one. Steve runs out of alcohol. Sal runs out of humans. That's a good one. I can't believe he ran out of alcohol. What the hell?
That was
yeah, I'm not getting to the Geno Smith slander either, man. He made a mistake. I don't know the whole story. I didn't see it, but it's unfortunate. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, including him or anybody on the road. We're gonna go to Zach. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Doing well, it's fucking cold as fuck outside. That's
you ain't kidding, man.
Yeah, I'm up in Mass and it's like 3 degrees outside right now. So
it's like 3?
Yeah.
It was like 18 this morning. The wind chill was like 0. I was like, I'm done with this. I'm ready for spring, man.
Yeah. So coming in.
So wait a minute. How are you a Jets fan up there? Let's hear this story.
Okay, so I'm originally from Vermont. So like it's kind of like a neutral battleground state between Massachusetts and New York, obviously. And my entire mom's side of my family is all Patriots fans, and I just can't stand the way they are like through games. And by the time I was really getting into football, that was like the sort of the Herm Edwards into Eric Mangini team.
Okay.
So like my favorite quarterback was Chad Pennington. Yeah. So that was when I got into it. And then obviously, you know, Rex Ryan.
They suckered you in.
They suckered me in, yeah. So, but nah, and I've stuck by it ever since. And you know, I'm not one of these bandwagon fans that just moves on after like 2 or 3 bad years.
I think after the last decade, there's no more bandwagon fans at all. You're
no.
just diehard, painful sucker at this point. Just stick with this team.
I think I saw a graphic today that somebody posted, maybe like NFL memes, based on everybody's last playoff appearances, and then there's like this fucking 7-year gap between like
us
an
island by ourselves.
Yeah.
Pathetic. But don't worry, they're raising ticket prices just for that. Congratulations to us.
I'm glad you brought that up, because like that old feeling you guys had is like, you know, being season ticket holders, you're going to the game. Like you're starting to get that now with these podcasts. Like you have the same people coming back every week, and it's like the teams now have to start competing with that. And you know, between Trev from Canada, like all these, you know, usual people that come in, like even Steve, like, you know, you at least
half
got
the time this year, this has been more entertaining than actually going out to the game. You don't deal with any of the traffic. You get as drunk as you want. You don't got to worry about driving.
Exactly. And you do it from the comfort of your own home with your buddies, like in this. So
exactly.
Like there's no beating that. So I guess I wanted to come on and talk about mainly I'm more of a trenches kind of guy when looking at the Jets, the offensive and defensive line. I think our defensive line will definitely be the most improved next year once we start to get guys that fit the scheme, because obviously I don't think we're going to bring back Fatu Kasi. He's more of a 3-4, you know, zero technique defensive tackle. I've heard a lot of people talking about that, and then moving JFM back inside will probably help. Yep. We do definitely need an edge rusher though to have the opposite side to Carl Lawson, because I mean Bryce Huff's good, but he's definitely more of like a role player, like definitely a depth guy. So I mean number 4,
and he can't stay healthy.
No, he can. That's the thing. So it's unfortunate that, you know, number 4, we might have to take a reach on a guy, say like if a Thibodeau or a Hutchinson's already gone, like Karlaftis is the name that's coming up.
Yeah. And
I haven't watched a lot of Purdue. Surprisingly, you know, being a Notre Dame fan, you know, Notre Dame,
of course. I mean, that's
yeah. You know, so I mean, it seems like he has a high motor. He seems like a guy that could do well, but you know, is he a top 5 pick? I don't know. So it's something that we might have to look at trading back. Another thing is, I think one of our biggest needs on defense is the linebackers, like CJ Mosley, and then there's nobody. Nobody.
Well, what do you think about Quincy Williams? Do you think another year in the system will be better, or is he not? I think he played pretty well.
Yeah, he played well. He just needs to refine his game a little bit, I'd say. Yeah. I definitely would keep him. He's still under contract, right?
Yep, one more year. Yeah, Jared Davis, I think, is a free agent. He was a waste of time. He needs worthless.
Yeah, Jared Davis needs to go. I mean, I don't know what the middle linebackers are looking like for the free agency, but I think that's something we have to address in like the mid-first to second round. Like, you look at guys that have been playing college, like Nakobe Dean. Like he's been a monster. You know, he's definitely more of that outside linebacker we need. It was definitely surprising seeing CJ Mosley though playing on the outside, not the middle. I mean, he had a lot of success, but I feel like you have him on the outside covering wide receivers. That's not his game, because he gets beat a lot when he's covering receivers. I
think they were just scrambling, man. Like they're running a 5-2 at some point, just 2 linebackers and 5. They were all kinds of crazy shit. But I'm curious to hear your take on the offensive line, because you have LDT's a free agent. You got Morgan Moses could be gone. Dan Feeney could be gone. You know, they have a lot of guys, a lot of depth guys. How would you handle the offensive line?
Well, I think you definitely have to upgrade in free agency. I would bring back Feeney and I would bring back LDT, because you saw the last couple of weeks they've actually been, you know, a stable part of the line. Did they look good against Buffalo? No. But then again, that's Buffalo's defensive line is insane. But when LDT was put in, and then even when Feeney took over, you saw that the Jets were able to establish the run, which is huge, and that will help Zach so much. You have to keep those guys as essentially depth guys, and then figure out what you're going to do, whether it's a free agent guy, addressing it in the draft.
You bring back Morgan Moses or no?
No, because if Mekhi Becton's coming back, you know, he's going to be either on the left or right side. And I think Fant has proven himself enough to be the other tackle.
Fair enough.
There's a couple guys in the draft that are like in the 3rd, 4th round that you can look to bring in that, you know, would fit the scheme. Guys like I think a Daniel Falele from Minnesota. He's fits our scheme, I think. But
so then, what do you do with McGovern? Well, I mean, what was McGovern's injury? Was it what was it? A knee? I forgot what it was.
Yeah, right.
So what do you do with him? Do you count on him to be your starting center next year?
I mean, for now, yes. Unless there's like a huge option in free agency that, you know, trumps him. Linderbaum's one of those guys that, if you're able to draft him in the first round, you take him. But then, you might move McGovern to guard. You might figure it out. I just think the offensive line is so important that it definitely needs to be addressed more in free agency than the draft, because you need these guys that are established. You need to bring in guys that have played in the system before, former San Francisco guys. And then the biggest thing you definitely need, though, on top of helping the offensive line, is you need a tight end, especially for this system. You need a tight end desperately. Whether you bring in a veteran guy again, I think Trey McBride's probably the best option for us in the draft. You can get him in the second round. He can block. He can catch. You definitely need that guy that can help in the run game and help Zach in the pass game.
Well, they say that. LaFleur always says that. You need a well-rounded tight end where blocking is at a premium. Like, that's the most important aspect. And then if you're a pass catcher, we build off of that. But, like, if you can't block, you can't play. And that was, I think, one of the problems with Yeboah is he was a good pass catcher, but he was just he was kind of suspect in terms of blocking.
Which I think Yeboah could probably be that number 2 tight end guy. Is just more of like a receiving option to try and like scheme him open. But you definitely need that star in the making tight end, because you look at the system and it's like a Shanahan system, West Coast. The people that have had success in that, you guys got like George Kittle, Shannon Sharp with the Broncos played in this similar type of system. You need that to help your quarterback. And Zach Wilson, while he needs protection, also needs to have a reliable safety valve.
It can't be a scenario where the tight end comes in and it's a passing situation. Like, some tight ends come in, you're like, oh, they're gonna pass the ball because the guy can't block. You got to be able to do both. So
yeah. So I mean, I think that's like being like fixing everything in the trenches this offseason, with a little bit more of an emphasis on linebackers and tight ends is definitely the way to go. I mean, I would bring back Tevin Coleman as the number 2 back. You definitely need to find a number 3 guy, because you look at when San
Austin
Francisco
Walter, man, come on.
Austin Walter. I mean, as long as
it's not P. Ryan, I can tell you that much.
It's definitely not P. Ryan. As long as Walter can stay healthy, learn the system, and be a reliable guy, I'm more than happy to bring him back. Because you look at because I'm gonna just keep comparing this to San Francisco, because this is essentially the same system we're running. When they went to the Super Bowl, they had 3 running backs that were effective, and you need that, especially for your quarterback. They were able to do that and have Jimmy G go to the Super Bowl. So
now the question I have for you is, do you think they pursue a fullback this year?
I think a fullback would definitely be a good option, especially because, Wesco was serviceable, but he's, he went from being a tight end to a fullback. So
he gets hurt all the time too, man.
And he gets, so I mean,
that's prime times guy. Any guy prime time likes always gets hurt. Cashman, Wesco,
all of them. Badoga.
Yeah. I guess it all depends on who you can bring in and who are free agents. I mean, there's a lot of established guys out there that are more like blocking fullbacks you can bring in.
Yep.
Probably need more of same with the tight ends. You need a guy who can block but also roll out for passes and stuff to be a safety valve. So it's like a Kyle Juszczyk or something like that, a player that's like that. Other than that, I feel like we won't be able to address the secondary as much this offseason, I think, which is kind of awful. I don't know the names out there for upcoming free agents.
But if you upgrade the pass rush, you upgrade the defensive line, you already have a young nucleus in the secondary. If you can get a solid safety back there. I mean, you don't really need to upgrade that much. If the front seven is the more priority right now, I like the young corners, man. I'm willing to fly with them. Get I love Lamarcus Joyner's gonna be a good safety. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of liked him, but get a guy like that. Just a journeyman safety that knows how to take the right angle, tackle. We don't ask for a lot, and they'll be okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm saying we don't really. It shouldn't be a huge priority. Obviously, it's still important because we have a lot of young guys out there, so we don't have a lot of established, NFL guys, and that's going to hurt us, I think, at some points. But as long as, like you're saying, we got to pressure the quarterback. You gotta stop the run, force him to throw the ball, and pressure the quarterback.
Yep. Yeah, you do that. If you can get John Franklin Myers and Quinn in the middle to be disruptive, you have Carl Lawson on the outside, hopefully, and whoever else on the other side, that can change things up a little bit. Maybe get better luck in the secondary. Hopefully. Yeah. Can't be any worse than this year, dude. This was some of the worst defense I've ever seen in my life. It's awful.
This was definitely the worst defense in quite a while. But at least the offense started to pick it up a little bit. I'm sure the Buffalo game. I mean, I think we can just call that a fluke at this point. It's once everybody comes back healthy. You do need to get a number 1 receiver though. That's going to be huge. I'm open to the Calvin Ridley trade if he's willing to come back to the game. He's got it figured out. He's all right.
What would you offer?
I wouldn't give more than a second and like maybe a later pick. I'm not going to give a first round pick for a guy where there's still a lot of questions.
Yep, I agree.
And plus, you got to look at it from a salary perspective too, because if you bring him in through a trade, I think he'll be banking 11 against the cap if I looked it up correctly. And then you have Corey Davis, who's going to be 13 mil against the cap. So you have both those guys taking up a good percentage of your cap. And, you know, with Corey Davis, he had a bad year. I'm hoping that maybe next year he'll bounce back. But if he starts out slow next year, he's definitely going to be one of those targets you put on the trade block before the trade
Absolutely,
deadline.
man.
Because
Absolutely. I'm hoping like this was like shell shock this year with a lot of moving parts, a lot of newness, you know, rookie quarterback, all that. But they clear up all this stuff in the offseason, get all their chemistry. He gets healthy, and I mean his drop passes were either with dropping the pass or slipping. So hopefully he gets a new sneaker contract, league contract in the offseason, help him out. So,
definitely, yeah.
Zach, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night, man.
You too.
Excellent caller, man. He was good.
Let's
see. Let's talk Kickers Radio. We got a kicker, man. We got a Hall of Fame kicker. What are you talking about? A good pass rush makes your secondary better. I think that was Saleh's principle early on, wasn't it? Prime time, where he it was all about his front seven, his defensive front, and the secondary. They'll be okay back there, and that didn't happen this year at all.
I mean, it could work the other way too. Like when we had Revis and all those guys, we didn't really have much of a pass rush with those teams. But I'd prefer to go the other way, where you have dominant front seven. You know, you can get after it. You just have young guys on the back end.
Becton needs to drop weight and come in ready to go. If not, replace him. I'm telling you right now, that is going to be a big storyline that this media is going to be all over it. They're going to be on him all the time, and he's been sensitive to the criticism. He comes back a lot of times on Twitter and shit. He's got to come back in great shape, dude. He has to. That's why I was surprised last caller didn't want to bring back Moses. Not because you'd want him to be a starter, but just as a plan B to Becton. If Becton were to go down, I mean, you're still going to bring back Fan. You can even still draft somebody, but just to have that veteran presence there in case somebody gets hurt. Yeah, if you can make a case to bring back Fant and Moses, man. I mean, just extend them and just it's gonna be interesting. I'm just fascinated to see how they handle that, man. Just fascinated. What do we got here? Jets long snapper is one of the best in the league. Was that Hennessy, right? Yeah, Thomas Hennessy. Yeah. All right, so we got here. Let's go to KD. What's up, man?
Good, guys. How we doing?
How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Your birthday passed, right? PT?
Yeah, last Friday.
Last Friday. What you did for your birthday, my boy?
I didn't do shit, man. I've been sick.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't get out. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, nah, I mean, shit. Hope you got you a little shotgun or whatever.
Save it for this weekend.
Huh?
I'll save it for this weekend.
Oh, nah. We doing this shit again, bro. We doing this off-season game again.
Yep.
Not playing in the fucking playoffs. I mean, I hope this is the last time we're doing this, though, bro. Like, I think it should be if we make the right decisions. And basically, hold on. Quinnen, I need to see more from him. Like, next year, for sure. He needs to, like, if he's not, because there's a lot of guys that came after him, same draft, all that we know who they are. So, like, it's not, if this is him, he has to get traded. He has to get traded. And the I like the picks that we got. I like 4 and 10. I like the spots that we're in because we can trade out of those easily.
Trade out of them?
Not like, because I don't want Karlaftis, bro. Like,
there's a lot different. I mean, dude, it's January, man. That number 4 pick, the name there is going to change 75 times between now and April.
For sure. But like, like you get into one of them spots, right? We might have a team like Pittsburgh or another team that wants to come up and get Kenny Pickett, so we could trade down and get. Like, I like Kobe Dean. I'm not gonna lie, he was running that defense. That shit was amazing, bro. So like, we need somebody that we can maybe get on CJ's contract. Like, I don't know. I just want to see this team go in the right direction, bro.
I mean, I think if you look at, I mean, there is some progress, man. There's a lot of young players, some building blocks. And you're in a really good position now to make a big splash. 2 top 10 picks, $60 million of cap space, 4 picks in the top 38. I mean, you're armed, man. It's about having a quality. Like, this is on Joe Douglas and his staff now. Him and Rex Hogan, all these guys to get it done. Like this, no excuses, man. You got money, you got draft resources. Bring in talent.
Always get to this little spot right here, though. Every time, because this is like the 3rd rebuild cycle in 10 years, some shit like that, right?
But no, you're right though. Every general manager, he has that big moment. McHagnon had it. He had the $100 million of cap space.
Right.
So
Every time with this situation. But I like Tevin Coleman. He could come back. We do need another running back. Don't want to draft him high. That's not a good idea at all.
nope.
For the line, Feeney didn't do shit like all year, bro. So I don't get it. But
He didn't play till the last couple of weeks.
he played like he played. All right, I'll get it. But if he's not playing all the time, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, because McGovern was starting. There was like he came in.
I'm saying.
He replaced McGovern admirably, dude.
We know who.
But I think he had the one game he was like the top-rated center in all of football.
Who,
That was just
by
the one.
who? PFF.
Yeah.
That shit is. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, he played against Tampa. He played well, dude.
No, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't.
Of all the guys you're hating on Feeney.
I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying I don't.
It cost you
don't-
probably what
I don't
$1 million,
think
$2 million tops to bring him back. He's gonna be cheap as shit.
3.5 last year.
Was he
I don't know if I
really?
can get that again.
He's 2.5. I mean,
He was
cool.
3.5.
But you got
Chuck
LDT.
Beer, though.
You got LDT. You got Sheriff coming in the free agent class. Whatever we got to do to get him, we got to go get him. I know he's gonna want to go get a ring, but we
He's
need
gonna
to
want to
go
get paid.
I know he's gonna want to get paid. We got money. That's the point. You know, like you gotta do whatever you can to get this kid the stuff he needs to. Like he wants to run around and do all this Patrick Mahomes shit, bro. Help him. Like he couldn't get the ball out because nobody's open. Get him receivers. Get him running backs. Get him linemen. Like I need all that.
Running
bro.
backs. You got Michael Carter. You got Coleman.
No, but
we got one running back right now.
no, yeah, we got one. But if you see the system that we're in right now, it's the San Francisco type of system. They don't use one. They use stable running backs.
I mean, if I'm looking at my list of priorities for the offseason, running backs probably not high on my list. I'm looking at I want receivers, I want tight ends, I want to upgrade the offensive line, give me a fullback. I like Carter, I like Coleman, I like Walter. I'm happy with those guys.
We want anything to make this offense go. That's for sure. I mean, you would say we're a run first offense though.
That's what they want, but they had a problem.
Yeah.
They had a problem running the ball.
That's what we want to do. So yeah, take the pressure off him. I don't understand why they want us to trade for Christian McCaffrey. Like I
hate that idea.
That's fucking
Prime
stupid.
time likes that idea.
That's horrible. He's hurt.
It's not
Terrible
going to happen, but I mean, why would
idea.
anybody not want a guy like Christian McCaffrey on their team?
Bro, he was hurt all season. He fucked up a lot of fantasy teams.
You're gonna pay him all that money, and he's gonna be a glorified receiver because he can't run the ball. He always gets hurt.
He's not a glorified. He's a 100 reception receiver out of the backfield.
He's not a running back. You basically sign him as a receiver for how much money?
We just went through that shit with Le'Veon. Like I don't want to do that again, bro. Like,
I'll pass
get
on
the best running back in football and fuck it up. No, I'm cool. I do like Stingley though. I know y'all don't want to focus on corners, but I like Stingley though. Like he's tough, even though he got hurt.
He got hurt. Yep.
He did get hurt. Jameson Williams got hurt too. That
Yep.
shit was sad, bro. Like, like it's a lot of money.
He wanted to go back in.
Huh?
He said he wanted to go back in too.
Nah. I hope he didn't tear his shit. I hope he didn't tear his ACL.
You can see it. You could almost see it snap when they showed the replay. You can almost see where hopefully it's not as serious as it is, but it looked pretty bad though.
Hopefully he hyperextended it or some shit. Like, but yeah, bro. I just want to see this team best situations possible, bro. I want to.
Of course, we all do, man. We're all in the same boat. We want to see them.
No. I know, for sure. I want to be. We can't beat the Chargers or the Bengals because of the situations that it was individual situations. Chargers, Herbert got placed. Herbert's nice too, but he got placed in the right situation. Yep. Burrow has a once in a lifetime type of connection with Jamar Chase. I mean,
they played together in college.
I know, but I'm saying like a lot of dudes play together in college, bro. This shit is crazy.
But I'm saying they went into more like he had Joe Mixon. He had Joe Burrow had a ton of talent around him. Herbert had a high flying offense around him. Like they had much more win now ready teams than the Jets had. But now it's on Joe Douglas to give Zach Wilson all those opportunities as well. Now protect them.
I'm saying. I'm not expecting that out the gate because I know
next year you are. I am next year. Next year I'm expecting a lot more from this offense.
I at least middle of the road trying to compete. If we go from there and we look like we have
how many wins next year?
How many wins? We just won 4, bro. Shit. My ceiling, not ceiling, floor, probably like 7, 8.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
That's fair enough.
I'm not mad at that. As long as we compete, bro. We were saying this shit last year too. But as long as we compete.
Katie, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the offseason, fellas.
You too, man.
Yep.
I think that's right. About 7, 8 wins. Double your win total
completely
this year.
agree.
Double it again next year.
Absolutely. Everybody's thinking the same thing. 7-8 wins. I mean, listen, I'm paying $10 more for parking. I want some wins this year. Shit, got to get my money here. Oh man, so let's go through the comments real quick. Yeah, that Jameson Williams thing was rough. That was tough, dude. I mean, it's got to be a tough decision if you're playing a championship game, but in the back of your mind, you also want to be like a top 10 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot, man. You can see the money, the paydays. You're almost at the precipice of getting your ultimate dream, like the first round pick, in the NFL draft. Yeah, one more game. That's
especially when you're being talked about as a top 10 guy. The difference in that money to dropping to the end of the first round or even a second round pick. I mean, you're losing millions.
That's tough, dude. That's a business decision, man. That is so tough. That's. I don't know. And I don't blame guys that check out. Like a lot of guys, in other bowl games didn't play it. I don't blame them at all, man. Because you know what? Coaches leave. Look at Brian Kelly. These guys leave. Coaches leave all the time. They leave their team stranded. It's money, man. It's all business.
What's best for you. Gotta do what's best for you.
Absolutely. So we got here. We see this a lot. Neal and Linderbaum would make our O-line top 5 in the league.
Take them both?
I don't think that's going to happen, but the Miami. Did you hear the Dolphins are considering hiring Bill O'Brien? They're not going to hire Bill O'Brien. No, they have a list of like 10 guys they're doing. What's up, Carlos? He goes, morning, boys. Did I miss anything good? Absolutely not. We've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes about absolutely nothing. So maybe hanging up on Steve. That was about it.
Yeah. Highlight.
Let's see what we got here. There was one good comment. It went by pretty quick, though. I'll come back to it. Remember, we still have a lot of these players under contract. There's a lot of free agents, though, too, man. There's a lot of guys that are on one-year deals, too, that are going to be gone. So that's not necessarily true. All right, we're going to go to our good friend, the calmness of Ephraim.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
I want to make a statement before I start. I will not be having my own channel. That's never going to happen.
We'll give it a couple months.
I prefer the five minutes I get here, and that's all I can do. So
something's coming. Some audio books.
No, nothing even close to that. You kidding me? I make time for this, let alone. How are you guys? Good.
Doing great, man.
Hanging in.
Got the stress out.
Yep.
The Godfather. That's me.
Yep.
Hello, balls. I like saying that. Hello, balls.
It cracks me up hearing you say it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Hello, balls. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the draft and the free agency. Ridley is an interesting thought.
Sure is.
But 1 year, $11 million, and then he's a free agent. Now, I contemplated this thought in the draft. Do you offer Atlanta to swap 4 for 8, grab their 3rd round pick, throw in Mims, and we get Ridley?
All right, so let's say this, guys. So you go from 4 to 8.
Absolutely.
4 to 8. You get their 3rd round pick because you're not going to get their 2nd.
Okay.
Or you could try because they have a 2nd with that they got from the Titans, so it's going to be a low 2nd. Depends on what they do, and then you give them Mims in return as part of the trade.
Oh, I like that. I like that idea.
Because then you're 8 and 10.
Yep.
And you could still grab probably a Jobo, your pass rusher, at 8.
And you're getting Ridley, and you're getting a 3rd round pick.
And you're getting a 3rd round pick.
I just don't know from their end if that would add up. Mims and then also throwing in a 3rd round pick.
Well, Mims cost them nothing. Mims will cost them nothing. Mims will get with the trade. I think I just saw it was like it would cost them $750,000.
Yeah,
they would have to pick up versus
cap-wise, it wouldn't do anything.
Cap-wise, it's a
have any
no-brainer.
interest in him or not.
Yeah, and that would basically you would with Ridley if he becomes, I think, receiver 1, drops down Davis to 2, and then your 3 is Moore.
Yep.
Okay, and then hopefully Moore comes to the point where he builds up till he moves up on the wide receiver order. It's a thought. I don't know what he's going to do. We keep guessing. The only pick that we got right last year was Zach Wilson. Everything after that, we didn't even know.
No, it's
As
true.
far
I mean,
as far as LDT, it's not about him signing. It's about him making a decision. Because I kept reading a couple articles where he wants to pursue his medical career.
Yep.
So, because that's what he's going to be doing for the rest of his life after. So, does he want to start at a later age? What is he, 29? He's 29, 30? He'll be 30 or something like that.
he'll probably play a couple more years, 2 more years.
I understand, but I don't know where he's at in his residency, because that takes some time before you can become, you have to do some residency as a doctor. So I don't know what his plan is. And that's, and that's his passion. Yeah. Because that's what he became. He put a lot of time in being a doctor. So
then what would you do with Morgan Moses?
I'd sign him. I'd keep him. I like to keep the group.
But didn't when they signed him this year, he took a 1-year deal because it was like a prove-it deal to prove that he can play at a solid level and stay healthy. I think now if you re-sign him, he's not going to do another 1-year deal this year. He's going to want probably a 3-year deal.
All right, well, we'll see if he asks for it.
But would you give it to him?
3 years? No. I could give Fant more of a look at 3 years versus this one, but Fant is still older. Was Fant? No, Fant's 29.
I don't even know if Moses would take it here without any guarantee that he'd be the starter.
Right.
Assuming you're bringing back Fan with Beckley coming back.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Might want a chance to
Or
play some.
they still, let's see what they do. I mean, do they go out in the draft later rounds and draft the left tackle? And someone mentioned Daniel Falele. He's an option, man. He can get him in the later rounds from what I'm seeing. Also, as I said yesterday, John Franklin Myers is a 1-year thing.
Mm-hmm.
You cut him you cut him pre 6-1. I thought I saw it. It's 1.2 on the cap. You cut him post, it's only 400,000.
So you get one more year of him. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 more year. That holds true for Davis as well, Corey Davis. 2023, you cut him, it's only $600,000 dead money to you. So he's got a lot to prove. You could dump him at that point as well if he doesn't prove to be.
And they can get out for Mosley's contract at that time. I think Carl Lawson too. So.
Yeah. So there's
they could have a shitload of cap space in 2023.
Right. Yeah. But if the guys work out, if they want to play hard and it's going well,
it'd be nice to have some building blocks.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's a revolving door every 2 years.
You want to set some stability, some cohesion going on. You just can't keep changing players when these things pick up. So it's gonna be an interesting draft. I don't know where they want to go, but that fourth, a lot of people going with this kid Hamilton in the 4th pick if he's there.
This show would be out of control.
Yeah, I mean he's 6'4", 210. He's a ball hawk. He's everywhere. He does everything, and he fits the scheme.
Prime time. It'd be Afram. Do you realize the impact of him coming to this team would happen? This show would be. We'd have little Irish stickers on the side of the walls everywhere. Prime time. Be wearing all kinds of Notre Dame stuff.
It helps because it helped the secondary, because if you hold on to the Joyner for another year, now you have 2 solid safeties, and you can, if you go with 4 with Hamilton, if he falls down there,
he could
probably
grab man.
You could grab a Jobo at 10. I think he falls to 10 because there's just a lot of guys that are in different positions. The thing with the trading with Atlanta is because they're in need of an offensive lineman, a cornerback, and I forget what else, which would fall. They can grab who they want at the number 4 pick. So it's a very desirable spot for them for what they need.
You also figure too, like once the Senior Bowl happens and the combine and everything else, players start to just skyrocket. And all of a sudden there's 5 or 6 guys that everybody covets.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the name that comes out of nowhere, because that can screw up the draft tremendously.
Especially if it's a quarterback. Somehow a quarterback just comes out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, everybody needs to have him, and then
I've seen mock drafts where Neal goes number 1 to Jaguars, and Hutchinson falls in our lap. I've seen where this kid, I forget where, the quarterback that goes to the Texans before us. So then the kid from Oregon falls first. It's just so many different. You don't know, and that's it's all going to depend on their agent blustering this kid up.
You know, I got a question for you though, and this is something that I argued with somebody about this. I forgot who it was. With the guys like Chris Godwin and Michael Gallup, ridiculously talented receivers, but now have major injuries. Do you steer away from them, or do you still consider them? Got him. See, look at that. You can see smoke coming out of his head right now. He's thinking. You can see it.
No, it's just age. Just the
Come on, you're our general manager, man. You got to help us here.
The thing you got to look at is you have to see at that point who's offering. You know, you got to play the game and see who's going to offer him, and see if it's within if you could outbid someone. If there's a desire for him, they've all done their due diligence. They don't think.
But what would you do? Is ask from the general manager of the Jets.
As far as Godwin, I first of all, I wouldn't go after Robinson. He's just going to cost you too much. And
you think so? He's coming off a lousy year, dude.
Don't make a difference. It's still the most desirable, from what I'm reading. The highest draft pick, highest available free agent as far as free agency.
All right, you killed that.
Okay, so he's going to cost you. From it's like $16 to $17 million.
Oh yeah, that's all right. So then, okay, now we're back down to Godwin and Gallup.
Godwin's younger, so he's 25. So he's a more interesting guy that I would be more interested because of his age. What did he have? A torn ACL or is just I
think it was, right? I'm sure it was.
My thinking is my concern is if he had it late in the season, is he only going to be available? Is this a 1 year recovery? Yep. Then he's not. He doesn't start for you, and that's the thing. You don't want you want to develop your quarterback. You don't want to develop him, 8 games into the season, with the top wide receiver.
So you're not making an offer to Godwin, is what you're telling me?
No.
And then you figure Gallup just got hurt, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? It wasn't too long ago, so he's going to be out a long period of time, too.
And same thing with this kid in Alabama.
Forget what we would do. I can't see Joe Douglas with the amount of money that we've had on IR this year and all his prominent free agents last year, Lawson, Corey Davis, all getting hurt. You really think he's going to spend big money on another guy that's just coming off surgery?
That's a good point.
And he made the thing. He said, I got to look into this further because we got the guys in to try to minimize injuries. He said that we had less ACL tears, but only the major one was Lawson.
Yep.
But they had more. I forget what injury they had more of, and he was a lot concerned about that. So I'm sure he's going to look into finding out what's going on.
He's got some egg on his face because the Jets were praising themselves all offseason for how much they improved their strength and conditioning system, their sports science system, all this stuff, and they still had top in the league in injuries.
Yeah, and listen, and he didn't hide away from it, so I give him that because he said he's concerned about that.
Achilles injuries, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm with the 2 top picks in the first round, 2 top picks in the second. You're going to look around $15 to $20 million of your cap space.
Yep.
It's going to cost you now. So you got to be, who they cut. If you cut, who did I say, GVR, you cut, Shaq Lawson is out, you cut McGovern.
Yep.
You can get to about 71 million. So you're looking around 50, let's say 50, 55 million for free agency.
That's plenty, man. It's like a shopping spree.
Yeah. So for me, I'd go after, I like this kid from the Cowboys, Schultz. I think he's younger.
Not a good blocker, though. Inconsistent, they said.
I understand that, and I understand they also have to not be stubborn, and they have to realize that sometimes you have to make adjustments, and it's with what you have. It's not like you have the pick of the litter. You can't have the guy that can block and then can go catch and pass and then get yak. After the you just can't have.
Don't you think like Dalton Schultz is going to get completely overpaid in free agency though, just based on his year this year?
They all do though. That's the thing.
Do you think Joe Douglas is going to do that for him?
I think he sets a price like he does with everything else. He's going to set a price,
which means we won't get him.
It's a strong possibility, unless he pays for Depends what the market is.
So I got a question for you. If there's one position that you want him to completely overpay for, what is it?
It's got to be some. For me, it would have to be center.
Center. You
Yeah.
getting rid of McGovern?
Yeah, he's good. Is he going to be great? No.
Oof, that's a hot take right there, prime time.
I want someone that's. I've said this before. I need a guy that's nasty up there front. I need a guy that the rest of the line can take lead from and say, "Hey,
Dan
this
Feeney's
kid-"
the guy. Then he's nasty.
Or what if
Yeah,
they're
if
going
he-
to draft the kid at Iowa, Lindenbaum?
Well, they say, yeah. But listen, Creed Humphreys has been considered the best center
coulda had him last year, dude.
in the
They all wanted him too.
Not only and not only that, they took the kid Trace Smith later in the round.
Yep.
And he's turned out to be a
There's like 4 or 5 guys that dropped that we could have picked that all played at a very high level
Yeah.
this year. Offensive
Yeah.
linemen. It's ridiculous.
But we moved up and got AVT, and we
got
took
one.
more. We took more. We could. I think you could have gotten Humphrey was a second round, right?
Yeah.
Humphrey was the second one, but late because it went to the
He dropped. He was supposed to go earlier.
Yeah.
A couple of those guys dropped that we wanted. They were all there later rounds. They were
We're
sitting
all
there.
there.
Yep.
So I mean, there's still some good guys in this round. You know, a lot of people say don't take the offensive lineman right with your top 4 pick. There's plenty of centers and there's plenty of guards.
So wait, so what's McGovern's contract though? Do you keep him and move him to guard, or you're cutting him?
He's $9 million. You keep
you cut him?
You get $9 million back if you cut him.
Yep, he's out.
So, or you know, at his age, depending on the need for centers, because how many centers went last free agency? I think it was 2 or 3, maybe. What's his name? Lindley went to
Lindsley, yeah.
Lindsley went to Denver, right? So I mean, it depends on the need. The salary is going to go depending on who the desire for that position, right?
No, listen, I like center, man. I like to have a center for the next 5 years in front of Zach. Like I don't
Right.
want to have like every 2 years change somebody. Give him an anchor. I'm
an
with
anchor
you.
and solidify the outer line. You know.
Yep.
You know. Even if listen, I'm open to putting Becton into right guard or
Guard?
or right tackle. Put him on the right side and leave
Yeah.
Fant on the left side. You know.
I
If they're
just want him back healthy, dude, and ready to go. We can't have another offseason of this shit, man. You can't.
Well, put him in a position where he doesn't have to be overly, have to worry about the speed edge. You
Yep.
know, put him in a
I agree.
position, and hopefully Zach gets the ball out a lot quicker than he has been. Hoping the line solidifies, but just has that little 1 extra second where he can get rid of it. And thank you. And hope for the best, but there's a lot of options now. You got a lot of high picks. And and you also he's a wheeler and dealer. We know that he likes
Yes,
to
sir.
do that. So does he drop the 4th or does he drop down with the 10th?
I'm just curious to see him do free agency first, man. I just want to see how he
Yeah.
attacks that and then get to the draft. But Afram, Vincent has a surprise for us, so we're gonna let you go.
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm not. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Take care.
Prime time. I just fear what this is going to be, but we'll bring him on now to see what happens here. There's no way this is
I
going to
blame
go
you.
well.
I blame you.
I hate myself for this.
We were right near the end.
What's up, man?
Before we start, I want to do 2 things.
Yes.
I want to thank Nick Casario for being so inept to gift us the Senior Bowl, and I want to have a moment of silence for the passing of the greatest wide receiver in team history, Don Maynard.
Very good. Well done. Well done.
First ever moment of silence on the show.
At first, yeah, but that's not very. That's
Well, I mean, it's not every day that a Jets legend leaves our realm.
Let's hope not. Shit, that'd be a problem.
Yeah, that would.
So what's the surprise, man? What do you got on your mind over there?
I don't know. I was just practicing some songs. I thought maybe you practicing "Come Together."
So are these songs that we know? Are these songs that are like so absurd that we never knew what the hell they were?
All right, here I'll play a song that you should I'll tell you. It came out in the 2000s.
All right, and that's progress then. It's not like 1960 shit. All right.
Hold on.
Offspring.
I know music. Fucking idea. This is a song?
I'm lost. I don't know what that was.
I mean, from the 2000s. I have no, and I know music. I mean, give us a hint, man.
Pretty fly for a white guy. That's my guess.
I
I'll
really
give
don't
you a
know.
hint. This band is 100% virtual.
Wait, what?
The fuck does that mean?
Wait, what?
The what?
Virtual bands existed 20 years ago?
You don't know it, do you?
Who is it?
I don't know what that means, though. Virtual band. Like, they're
Feel
not-
Good Inc. by the Gorillas.
What are we doing? Come on, man. You gotta give us. Come on, man. Oh, he got it. Somebody got this. Oh,
Somebody
he
did.
got it. He knew who it was.
Few people knew it.
Wow. I'm surprised. All right. You guys got it better than I thought I knew music. Clearly, I don't. I have no idea. All right.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
was
this.
playing it with my brand new.
Oh, look at you. She's on the guitar now.
That's not a guitar, it's a bass.
There you go. Bass.
Slapping the bass.
Yeah,
Everybody-
it's a Hofner, so Paul McCartney. So first thing I had to learn was a Beatles track.
All right. Let's hear Beatles. No, that one I knew that one. See, they get it. Everybody's getting them now. See, they got it. You got two in a row now. People are knowing your music.
Oh yeah, you want me to play the song that made Charles Manson go crazy?
Sure, why not?
It's going to make me go crazy.
All right, this song I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna sound sloppy because it's supposed to be.
Because of less with What the fuck are we listening to? I don't understand.
It's just. All right, that's enough of that. Let's actually just talk some Elters. Yeah, no.
Oh, my eyes.
But let's actually just talk football for a sec before you kick me out.
Okay, yes. But let's talk football.
Yeah.
I want to talk about well, first off, I actually do want to talk about what I think is really key is the Jets landing the right to coach in the Senior Bowl.
That's important.
I mean, yeah, you think about the last time the Jets were in the Senior Bowl, the last time the Jets coached the Senior Bowl, they nabbed half of their vaunted sack exchange defense.
So you're saying that we're going to find a couple pass rushers?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying the importance of the Senior Bowl. It's like you can find it can help you. It can be vital in finding some key pieces that the team could need going forward. Not just pass.
What positions do you think they're going to be prioritizing in the draft this year? Obviously, not knowing what they're going to do in free agency. But.
The draft all depends on free. Well, I think you're looking at maybe I think the first pick is probably going to be one of the top pass rushers. I'm thinking Carl Loftus out of Purdue. The second pick, because now it's at 10, you can start looking at maybe going wide receiver there. It's unfortunate what happened in the national championship game with Williamson. The injury pretty much tanked his draft stock.
Go ahead, Brian. You got this. I haven't heard a word the last 2 minutes.
I don't have anything else.
I probably should have saved that for the end so you guys could at least be like without like laughing for.
Yeah, if you're looking for professionalism, this isn't the place to come. Definitely not.
No.
Sorry, man. I couldn't help it. It was Sneakers to Boots comment got me. I was trying so hard to ignore it, and he got me. So what were you saying, Vincent? Pass rushers?
I'm looking at like the first pick. I'm thinking maybe look at probably Carl Loftus out of Purdue. You need to have another pass rusher to go complement Lawson on the other side.
No, we can't do Boston accents tonight. So wait, you want him at 4?
Yeah, I think 4 is like the spot where you can where like that's probably around the range where he's gonna 4 and beyond. I think is the part where you can consider taking him.
See, now this is just you guys are all cruel, man. Now they want more song requests.
I need Stairway to Heaven.
Oh shit! Oh my god! You know what it was? So are you going to do a Super Bowl You're going to do a halftime show for us for the Super Bowl?
I'll try to get some songs under my belt by that time.
You got to, man. We'll make you like one of our star performers. How are your dogs doing?
They're doing good, you know. They're going for a grooming this Saturday.
The quarterly grooming? Did we decide what it was? The quarterly or monthly? What is the grooming schedule?
It's like every 3 months.
Every 3 months. That's good. Good.
So yeah, like back what I was saying is I think but I think the 10th pick is wherever you could start considering wide receiver, depending on what you do in free agency or with trades. Which, I think they might actually look into trading for a player.
Calvin Ridley?
I want to now. I want to ask you guys: are you yay or nay on that?
I'm into it, man. I would take the shot at it. I mean, it's
Here's my logic. He excels in everything we struggle in. He gets downfield. He can beat man coverage, and he can be effective in the red zone when you need him to be.
It's just a matter of what his mindset is, what his commitment is to the game.
That's the only real problem. Because
man.
I know if he's all good up here, then absolutely got to go for it. Because the best part is he's only got 1 year left on his contract, so he's not going to cost you the same that the guy like Diggs is going to cost.
Oh, he's going to cost you $11 million and probably 2 draft picks. That's a lot of compensation, man.
Does he want to stay here too?
Yep.
Well, that's all. That's a good point. But like I said,
just killed his dream.
Talent. That's like if you give Zach Wilson a proven, established wide receiver of Calvin Ridley's caliber, like next year to
Have you ever played the mandolin?
No.
We should buy you one. See if you can play it. How hard can it be? You play everything else, man. A mandolin you could probably do.
It's a mandolin.
You know what a mandolin is?
I have no idea.
You never heard of mandolin?
You're a teacher?
What's a mandolin? I don't teach music.
It's like a member of the lute family.
The lute family?
Yeah. You ever see like old fantasy like Tolkien and stuff where they're playing like
definitely the off season.
That's a different language for me.
It's like a violin. Oh, I'm trying, man. I'm
like
trying.
a saxophone.
Yep. No, it's not like a saxophone. What? You want a ukulele? You can play a ukulele too. You know what that is, prime time?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
You don't know what?
Actually, I used to have a ukulele as a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah, my mom's boss bought me one. He was a quirky, weird guy. Blew his mind on acting in the 60s. Opened for Hendrix, jammed with the Grateful Dead.
Really? So if we bought you a ukulele, would you play it for us?
I haven't played it since I was a kid, so I wouldn't be able to know.
Yeah, you got to get back on the horse here, man.
Ukulele's like tiny, right?
How about a kazoo? You ever play a kazoo?
What's a kazoo? Does he mean kazoo?
Kazoo.
Yeah, I could play you some Pink Floyd on a kazoo.
Did I pay for that? Do that for the halftime show.
Do harmonica.
So now, when you see now,
No, there actually is a Pink Floyd song that uses a kazoo. I'm not kidding.
is there really? So are you gonna do one more song before you leave us?
Okay, I guess I can do something.
All right. Is it a song we know?
All right. It's a pretty iconic song. It's most known for because it's in a unique time system.
Oh,
It's
Wait,
Pink
what time
Floyd.
is it like something we're gonna know?
It's probably one of Pink Floyd's best songs.
All right, let's hear it. I'm not against Pink Floyd. I know this one.
I know this. Funny.
Not bad. Let's play his best song so far.
I can get it to this.
You got it.
I guess maybe I could play you one more.
Yeah, why not?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, why not? They figured out the last three. I know this one. Been dazed and confused for so long. It's Zeppelin? No, it is Zeppelin, right?
Yep.
Usually hammer when I hear that song.
I love the trippy violin guitar part in that song.
Yeah, no, it's good. Vincent, thank you for calling. We appreciate the surprise. We haven't had music in a while, man, so we appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Go Jets.
That's right.
It's all your fault. All your fault.
It's like his music was whatever. It's the comments, dude. And usually when he comes on, I try to avoid the chat because I don't want to see what they're saying because I get distracted. But there was like 4 or 5 comments that had me on the brink, and then Sneakers the Boots put me out of it. It was just the end. I couldn't take anymore. So I'm surprised we still have viewers. I have no idea how this happens.
I don't know how.
Awful. So I can't believe you don't know what a mandolin is.
What's a mandolin? I don't study music.
All right, we're gonna go back to callers. They could probably all discuss with us at this point.
Should I do it? Mandolin?
How do you question my definition of music? He made noise with a guitar. It's music. Wait, we fired the strength and conditioning coach? Is that true?
Did they really?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't even have my phone's on the floor. I knocked it over before.
All right, so I searched mandolin and I'm getting this like food slicer.
No, it's no, it's not. All right, we're gonna bring on a caller. Go look up the
mandolin food slicer.
He says it's not a mandarin, like you're cutting like mandarin
not
oranges.
It's not an orange. It says mandolin food slicer.
Look up and see if we fired somebody.
I'll do that now.
We'll bring on. I'm sorry we passed you, man. Vincent, we had to bring Vincent on, and I don't know what happened, man. I regret every minute of that.
We didn't have to. We didn't have to.
Yo. Shout out to you, Vincent, man. Hey, you got dreams and go follow your dreams, bro. Follow your dreams. I'm sorry. Quick question, and I'll get off you guys' line. Do you think that if we draft a center that it'll stunt Zach Wilson's growth only because the center usually causes line play, causes protections? So I'm worried that if we don't keep who we got, it may stunt Zach's growth.
So 2 questions. If you draft a center, are you definitely cutting McGovern?
Yes.
Okay,
Immediately.
So McGovern would be gone. Your backup center, I guess you'd bring back Feeney to be the backup center?
Nope.
Okay.
Feeney's no good.
So you're going to bring in –
Well,
where would you get this? Would this center be a first-round pick?
No.
Oof.
Maybe a second rounder.
Ooh. See, if you're talking about a rookie starting at center, I would keep McGovern just to have the experience, the veteran backup, somebody, or even if you're putting him at guard, somebody that's right next to the kid who's going to know what the calls are, know how the offense is supposed to run, all the calls and everything. If you're bringing in another veteran, then obviously, I think you can get rid of McGovern that way.
I mean, if it's – and the reason why I asked if you were saying if it's a first-round pick or not, if it's one of the best centers in the draft, You say, you know what? You bring him in, but you also have a very good veteran behind him too. So you have like a good insurance policy in case the kid does struggle. Where you're like, you know what? This kid's in over his head. He's not ready to start. You have him a governor, be like, you know what? You start for now. Let the kid learn at whatever else he's going to do, and then kind of transition him in. But ideally, if you get a young guy that could be there for the next 5 years, that's actually perfect, man. That's like look, the Jets were spoiled. Look how long Mangold was here. You get Mangold comes in, Kevin Mawai, like you put him in there, plug him, and 10 years you're there.
I guess maybe we can keep Feeney, but I don't want Feeney starting under any circumstances.
No, I guess my point was if you have that young center, have a legitimate guy behind him that can play in case something goes wrong. So you don't want to have like a big hole in your offensive line at center. Be like, all right, he's struggling now. Zach's running for his life. Now we have all kinds of problems. It's an interesting question though, for sure.
Yep. I mean, have you seen Connor's pre-mock draft?
Rodgers?
Yeah.
Not yet. Who do
he
you have?
has us taking Evan Neal and with 4 and Treylon Burks with 10. I kind of stand for that one.
Yeah, like it's tough. It's tough for me to look at mock drafts now because I always want to see free agency first. I always kind of want to see what they do there. I know you always want to go best available talent in the draft, but I kind of want to see. Listen, if you spend a certain amount of assets at a certain position already, do you still draft up? It's like you kind of want to see how they handle it. So, but what do you?
I buy the defense and free agency. You buy a cornerback, you can get a safety. They were saying from the Saints. You buy a cornerback from some, I don't know. You can find a cornerback somewhere. You buy a cornerback.
But what do you do with the Jets? What do you do with LDT and what do you do with Morgan Moses?
Bring both of them back.
Okay.
I bring both of them back.
But
LDT, he may, if he's thinking about quitting football to be a doctor, then he's probably halfway 1 foot out the door.
Could be.
But
go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I was going to say my prediction is LDT goes off into the sunset and they draft Evan Neal. That's my prediction.
Listen, I wouldn't hate it. If you have, so you bring Moses back, you obviously have Fant, so that's good. You have a lot of veteran experience there. And then I guess the key to all that will be Becton then, getting Becton back healthy and just being a legitimate contributor,
Yeah, I like Becton. He's a great player. I just don't know if he has the mental capacity to do what's necessary to be the best he can.
Legitimate question.
What's weird is when Saleh talked about the guys that love the game of football, want to compete, and then there's guys that love what football brings them. I was wondering if Becton was one of those guys. What do you think, Prime Time?
He could possibly. I think so. I think
it's a fair question. I mean, we've been hearing everything really about his conditioning, about his work ethic, his weight issues. Like that's all we've been hearing for like 4 or 5 months now.
We've heard that
you should be doing getting their good races. Get back on the field. It was supposed to be a 6 to 8 week injury. So
and the other thing too is I know like Brian Boldinger loves him, and it was that Duke. What is it, Mayweather, whatever the hell's name is?
Yeah, Mayweather.
Another guy that they love him. They show his work ethic and stuff like that. But all these little insinuations by the Jets just make you wonder, man. Like it's not. This isn't one time. It's like 4 or 5 times this has come up now. So it's a big offseason for him, man. And he's got to get it together. Whatever it is, just get it together.
Yeah. No. I just don't have a great feeling about it. That's it. Shit could work out, but I just don't have a great feeling.
Yep. No, especially it's just like you have like the perceived questionable work ethic and the mammoth of a man he is. Like you can carry that much weight and that body size. It's like, he's already like the rap against him was he's going to struggle against pass rushers, like speed guys, like speed edge guys. He could have a challenge with that, which he did. And he had it last year too. Like even other than Carl Lawson, every joint practice, the Eagle one, the Packer one, he was struggling. They all said it. But it was like, is it conditioning? Was it learning the scheme? What was it? So nobody really knew. And unfortunately, we couldn't see it this year because he got hurt. So now it's like another year pushed down the line, and we're not really sure what he is, other than he has a ton of potential.
Yeah. The man likes to eat. And, hey, I like to eat too. I like to eat too.
But if I have a chance to be an all-pro player, I'm going to not eat.
Well, yeah. And
the right
you
food.
gotta have some friends in your ear telling you like, yo, you're messing up your money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You gotta have some real friends, and hey, congrats to him. I know he's getting ready to have a baby and all that, and he got a nice truck, but he needs to readjust his mind.
Yep.
Really do. Really do. Also, I was looking at DA's mock draft, and he said, well, second round, I like to get the best tight end in the draft. I can't think of the guy's name, but
Trey McBride, maybe I hear his name a lot. It's like Wisconsin, I think Ferguson, right?
it may be Trey. It may be Trey. I'd like to get the best tight end, and maybe take a stab at Njoku, maybe see how that works. Because obviously he's not getting along with everybody in Cleveland. They don't even use him. I'd like to try that. And just buy the defense. Overpay for an edge rusher, overpay for a defensive back. I also think a good idea is there's the two Alabama linebackers. You could probably get them in the third or fourth round. I think that's a good idea. Toe? I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. But that guy was a tackling machine yesterday.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, man.
Him and the other guy that they got there, get a linebacker in the third or fourth round. I don't think that's a bad idea. Somebody was in the chat talking about a wide receiver. I couldn't think of Dewandell or something like that. I think he's a good guy.
I don't know.
No, they said he
I
did.
haven't started my draft stuff yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm starting I'm in the process now looking at Jets contracts, who I want to cut. Then I'm looking at free agent players, and I get to the draft shit. I'm a month and a half from that. So, but thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, God bless you. Hopefully, I can see you guys. Maybe I'm thinking about going to the Minnesota game. Definitely going to the Green Bay game. But
I'll be in Green Bay. Green Bay for sure, man. Absolutely.
Definitely. Holler at you guys. Be safe.
You too, man. Take care.
Bring the music back.
It was funny when he was on hold because he was going to be next, and Vincent called in, and I passed him up because I just want to get Vincent on. Dude, he was in tears, cracking up listening to Vincent. Because I think that's probably the first time he's called in or second time. He's probably like, "What the hell is this shit?" Like terrible. So, and then if you go to your Twitter account, Afram blessed us with a very funny a little meme there for you. So we will go to who we got here. We got I think he was next. I lost track. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
Good. Oh yeah, by the way, prime time. I didn't get to see you last time. I think I called in when it was Tyrone and Tyson, so it was really nice to get to talk to you for the first time. I'm also the resident Seahawks fan, number 2 behind Jose.
There you go.
There you go.
But I guess the Jets are my adopted team. I've been watching you guys for the better part of a year. But yeah, I've been following the Jets pretty much as I've been following the Seahawks because there isn't really a Seahawks YouTuber like you guys that does these streams. It's just like I listen to them. I kind of take their insights and I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. And just kind of engage with it myself. But yeah, it's nice to really have this forum. In terms of, so I haven't really been looking at the draft. I don't really watch college football that much unless it's Rutgers. But
wait, of all the teams you watch Rutgers?
Yeah, I go there.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
of all the shitty teams out there. Yeah,
trust me, I wouldn't watch Rutgers if I didn't go there. Because it's torture. But it is where it is. It is family. It's dysfunctional, pretty much.
Yeah, I get you, man.
Yeah, but
not every team could be like Notre Dame. You know what I mean? It's not easy.
That's true. I will give you that. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, they've been doing well recently. I don't know how they'll do post Brian Kelly, but once again, I don't really watch college football. I just know they're good.
That's all you got to know.
I feel room for Florida State. We're losing recruits to Jackson State and Deion Sanders right now.
He's
that was big. That was I think he was top 5 in the country.
Yep.
That receiver they got. Yeah.
I was, however, I'm not really paying attention to the draft as much, but I was looking through free agency. And I think obviously the Jets have a couple big needs that they have to address. Edge to an extent, obviously you're getting Carl Lawson back, but there are a couple guys that are undervalued. I like value more than big name players, because especially coming off of a good year, free agents tend to be overpaid. And plus, there is the whole Jets tax. You don't want to pay them on top of that. Two guys that I think are pretty undervalued in terms of their 2021 AAV, I would say Hassan Reddick.
I like him. I liked him last year.
Yeah, he was really good. He's pretty inconsistent. He's kind of got that Chandler Jones type thing. What happened to Chandler Jones this past year, I think happened to Hassan Reddick the previous year. He had a monster 5-sack game, and then he completely disappeared. Same thing with Chandler Jones this year. Al-Quadin Muhammad's another name. I think he's on Indy, and he had a really good end of 2021. I think he got a couple sacks. He didn't do much against Jacksonville, but I don't know. None
of them did. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But these guys have a really low AAV. I think Al-Quadin's is under $2 million, and he had really, really good stats. I don't have them right now, but I think he had 6 sacks. He played over 800 snaps. He had 6 sacks, 48 tackles, 13 QB hits. They're in the top 90th percentile of all defensive ends, and yet his AAV is just under $3 million, which is really undervalued. So the Jets could potentially make a run for him. It's not interdivisional. That's
every year. You want I think the 1 year I wanted Marcus Golden so bad, dude, and he was cheap. He came he got a 1 year deal. It was a ridiculously low amount, and he went out and got 10 sacks. The Jets never seem to get those guys prime time ever. We never get those those really cheap guys way back when you get Jason Babin and Aaron Maben and those guys. But there's some of those guys are out there, man, and there's just we never seem to get them ever. But it's smart. I know exactly what you're doing. I like Reddick, but there's always guys out there, man. It's just you got to find them and just hit get lightning in a bottle with them.
Mm-hmm. I also think so. Obviously, the draft is a crapshoot for every position, unless you have Trevor Lawrence or Myles Garrett or something like that. But in terms of tight end, I genuinely don't think you should go for the draft because it's very hit or miss there. I think the one guy that the Jets should absolutely go after, and I've been saying this since October, I would say, is Dalton Schultz. That guy is a beast. I think he might be a little overvalued right now, but I don't think he played up to the potential that he could have. Dak Prescott did fall off a little bit towards the end of the season, apart from the Washington and the whoever they played last week. He had a really good game. Apart from those 2 games, he fell off a little. Dak didn't play a couple games, and he didn't get the targets and receptions he
but if you look at the free agent market for tight ends, isn't he be one of the top ones out there though? Who you have him? I think was Ertz. I gotta look at it again, but I think there's
Tunyon's also available. A few other guys.
But I mean, if he's going to be the top ranked tight end in free agency, he's going to get a mint, dude, because everybody needs tight ends at this point.
Yeah. I think he will command a good amount of money. I just feel he's the type of dude who's very good with receptions as well as with blocking, and I think he has enough experience to kind of.
Are you going to break the bank for
him? I think given the amount of cap space the Jets have, I think it's over $60 million. For Dalton Schultz, I wouldn't mind it because I feel I wouldn't have to, or if I were the Jets, I wouldn't have to worry as much about receiving options in the draft. And the Jets need not necessarily wide receivers, they need receiving help, but I think they also need guys they need tight ends because I think a quarterback a first or second year quarterback's best friend is a tight end, not necessarily. I agree. Elijah Moore and Corey Davis, they're great. Well, not really Davis, but he's getting there. But tight ends are guys that can block for you. They can present the screen option whenever you need to. They're really good for yards after catch, especially if they're big. And I think Dalton Schultz really fits that billing. Obviously, you have other guys like Ebron. Uzama's pretty good. I mean, Joe Burrow's kind of unlocked him a little bit. Gerald Everett, if you want him from us, go for it.
No, thank you.
Yeah. He's decent. It's just he had 2 really bad games. But there are tight end options within free agency that I don't think you need it in the draft. And one more thing, I just don't think the Jets should go after corners too high in the draft. I think they'll get Kyle Hamilton. And I just think you're too young at defensive back right now. And you'll get younger, especially if you get Kyle Hamilton, that I just don't feel the need to go after young corners or young safeties even more. If you want more experience at that position, sure, go for it.
Do you mean high in the draft or just in general?
Well, yeah, high in the draft. Because if it's like a 6th, 7th round pick, I don't think it really matters as much. That's fine. At that point, you're pretty much getting them for backups and practice squad at the very lowest. But not too high up, especially if you do go get Kyle Hamilton, kind of to replace Marcus May, essentially.
Yep.
But yeah, I just don't think that's a huge need for like the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, I would say.
So I got 2 very important questions for you.
Yeah.
Is Pete Carroll your coach next year, or does he retire in the offseason?
I genuinely think he stays with us. I think we're keeping
one more year.
I don't know how many more, but I think at least one more, because he's also the VP of football operations. So it's going to be hard to get rid of him. He also did talk to our owner a couple weeks ago, and they were on the same page as to where the team was going. I just don't feel like he's going to go out.
All right. And then what compensation are you going to get for Russell Wilson when he leaves you guys?
I don't think he's leaving us either.
He's out of there, man. He is so gone.
See, he did say a couple of days ago, I'm a Seahawk for life. I want to win Super Bowls here. Everyone says that. I just don't see where he can go, where he won't have the options that he has in Seattle. I think we can make it better for him, and we have a good amount of draft picks next year that if we hit at least like 40% of them.
But if he's complaining now and he's got Metcalf and Lockett and all these guys around him, he don't really care that. He wants a shitload more money.
He does want more money. I mean, who doesn't? But in addition to that, I just don't think he's complaining about Metcalf or Lockett. He understands that like those guys are not weapons you have with every other team. Problem is offensive line, and that's been the problem for his entire career here. He has. So
you're going to tell me by June 1st he's still going to be a Seahawk? I
genuinely feel like he will.
Prime time, what do you think?
I've had, obviously we've had rumblings and, he might go here. The biggest point is the Giants. And even though they just fired Judge and they're looking for a new GM, I'm actually kind of concerned now because the chances of him going to New York is a little higher now because you don't have Joe Judge. While he was there, I was like, there's no way Wilson's going there because
he can go to Miami now. He can go all kinds of places, man.
Even Miami.
Anytime they tell you they're a Seahawk for life or Jet for life, that's usually a sign.
Money talks.
I will say for Miami, though, after firing Flores, I think they doubled down on Tua because I think Flores was a guy who wanted Watson in there. And
I 1,000% disagree with you. Miami's going to make a big splash, dude. They're going to go for a big name coach. They're going to get Deshaun Watson. They're going to go for it all, dude. I'm telling you.
They should.
That owner is tired of losing. He's tired of not making the playoffs. They're going to go crazy down there.
Because I heard Chris Greer was in Tua's camp. And Flores wasn't Flores was the guy who wanted Watson. Now I could be wrong, but I thought that's why they kind of got.
I think Miami's gonna make a big splash, dude. I definitely think so. But thanks for calling in. Well, thank you for being our second Seahawk fans. We appreciate it, and some really good takes. Prime time. He has more knowledge than we have, I think, at this point.
For sure, appreciate it. Really great talking to you, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah, take care. You too.
You too. Yeah, that Miami thing, man, it's gonna be really interesting to see where they go with the coach and the quarterback. I'm not sure they're so tied to two like other people think they are. No. So they're saying, I live in Miami, Tua is staying. I believe nothing, man, right now. And I know the Flores wanted Watson, but so did the owner too, though. So I don't trust the owner at all. We're going to go to Dylan. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Good. Season's finally over. That's good.
You ain't kidding.
I don't have to stress about the Jets getting blown out by 30 points every week. So that's good.
Well, the last 4 or 5 weeks wasn't too bad.
Yeah, they weren't. I guess the reason why I hopped on here, going back to Shan, right? What he said, I think Russell Wilson. If I were him, I'd go for the Saints. That's the team I would personally go to.
That's another good one. Yep.
Amazing. They have a top 3 offensive line. They have Sean Payton. I think that should be 2 factors enough to sway him to go there. The only problem is I don't know if the Saints can afford him. That's the only issue I see there. But if I were him, I would even take. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, he's probably going to want more money, but I would take less money to go to the Saints. That's what I would do. I had to watch Georgia spank us yesterday. That sucked.
I hate Alabama. That didn't bother me at all. I'm a bitter Notre Dame fan, man. I can't help it.
You're just mad we beat you like smoke you guys every year. That's not my problem.
I agree. They always whoop our ass, dude. Always. But you know what? I'll give Nick Saban credit though, because he did a really classy thing at the end of the game, though. In the press conference, you see that where they were talking to with the quarterback and the safety was sitting next to him, the linebacker. Yeah,
dude, the reporters trying to bait Will Anderson into saying some garbage, bro. And like, thank God, like Nick Saban like just reassured him like that one game doesn't define like who you are. Like,
I mean, they had like incredible seasons, man.
Jesus.
You're in a championship game and you're trying to like belittle them and talk down to them. It's like, come on, man. Like it's
dude,
just
Will Anderson almost
crazy.
walked out the room, bro. Like he was.
Do you blame him
I
though?
saw his
It's like
face.
it was
No, I
like
wouldn't.
cringeworthy at times.
I could see him. He's trying to hold it in. He almost just dipped. But you know, good
But I think
thing
that was a
Saban-
nice job by Nick Saban though, and he gets a lot of shit for a lot of things, but he does a lot of press conferences. He does a lot of like motivational speeches that are pretty impressive.
Yeah, and prayers to Jameson Williams for 2023. I can't believe he was cooking Georgia too. He had like 65 yards in a quarter, 4 catches. He was cooking them, and then we already didn't have John Mechie, so that's one big receiver. And then now that we lost both our receiving threats, rookies, our first freshman guys had to step up, and they were just dropping passes left and right. Bryce is just you can see in his face, he's getting frustrated, but you know. It is what it is. We'll be back next year. Nobody expected us to make the national championship anyway.
Dude, you guys are in a championship game almost every year, man. It's like it's annoying.
Yeah, we're gonna be better next year though. We have a lot of guys moving up, so that's gonna be good. Speaking of tight ends, definitely looked out for Trey McBride. The other guy to look out for is Jaden Weidermeyer from Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good tight end. You have.
So would you rather draft a tight end or sign a guy like Dalton Schultz?
Both.
Where do I want to both? I don't know how much. I have to see how much Dalton Schultz wants. I don't want to
money, dude. He's gonna get top of the line money.
The thing is, this is the first year I heard of him, right? And he had a big year, and kind of like what Shan said, like before, like certain guys have this one great year, and the next thing you know, they want all the money in the world, and then once they get that money, the next season they suck.
You know what the best year to have is your contract year. That's when you get paid.
Yeah. There's also another tight end. I'd definitely prefer to draft one over. It's just a much safer option, right? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's a draft pick. There's a tight end from Iowa State. His name is Charlie Kohler. Definitely look at him. He can fall to the 3rd or 4th round. Definitely huge tight end prospect. He's very underrated. Nobody's talking about him, right? I think the Jets could easily scoop him up as a tight end option. He can block. He can pass catch. The first guy usually never brings him down. He's a big guy. I think the only reason why he's falling so far is because of the conference that he plays in, right? But I think that he's a very underrated tight end. Regarding free agents, I really hope Joe Douglas doesn't screw us free agents wise after seeing what he did to us this year.
Why would you be concerned, man? It's not like his last 2 years were bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
All setting up for this year.
That's right.
The 2 guys I really want is Ryan Jensen from the Buccaneers as our center.
How old is he?
I have no idea.
He's definitely over 30.
I can check if you want.
He's a nasty player, man. He is definitely a tenacious guy. Definitely that'd be interesting.
He's 30.
He's 30. He's 30.
I think it'd be expensive. How much does he make this year? He got a decent contract, didn't he?
I think so.
I mean, I don't think he would leave the Bucks because probably he likes where he's at right now, especially with everything that's surrounded by him.
Well, fuck, wouldn't you? They're a Super Bowl team.
Definitely want him, and then I want J.C. Jackson from the Patriots.
Oof.
If we can somehow rope J.C. Jackson over here,
big money,
make him our CB1 for like the next couple of years, and then you have Bryce Hall.
Big money there, man.
Do our CB as long as development like
you're gonna pay number 1 money to him?
I think he's deserved it, man. I don't know.
He is legit, but again, why is he coming from New England?
He's consistent. That's true. I don't know why. I mean, that's just a dream, you know. I'm just saying, like, if
not the dream. You put your name on. I heard it here. That's who you wanted. You're gonna give him big time money, man. That's that contract should be wild.
Yeah, but he's really consistent. Regarding the draft, it's honestly really hard to mess the draft up, to be honest, because we have so many goals.
Come on, how long have you been a Jet fan? Don't ever say that. We can never say it's possible to mess things up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's true. We could take imagine we take a quarterback like Kenny Pickett at number 4.
Dude, we've taken picks in the first round that have blown up in our face for years.
Robertson.
Yeah.
Olsen.
D. Milner. Darren
I mean,
Lee.
like in terms of like the names that we have and the picks that we have, especially in the first round, you can go Kyle Hamilton. The one person I do not want is Derek Stingley. I do not want Derek Stingley. Screw that.
The injuries?
Yes, he had one amazing year, bro, and he hasn't played a full season since. I'm not risking that high of a pick on the injury-prone guy.
Do you have more confidence in free agency or the draft?
The draft, because Joe Douglas screwed the last 2 years free agency. I'm definitely the draft.
Here's a hot take for you. J.C. Jackson's Tremaine Johnson 2.0.
I don't agree with that, but I understand
That's
why.
wrong.
And this is the kind of where I am too with this is I don't think that they're going to put a premium on corners, dude. I think they're going to focus on the defensive front.
I think it's a
Pass rushers,
huge need,
linebackers.
but not right now. It can be
Yep.
pushed off for another year. Pass rush, tight end, O-line, another receiver. Like, that's all more important, I feel like.
The one guy that I really want, if he falls to number 10, is Nakobe Dean from Georgia. Nakobe Dean. We have no linebackers outside of Mosley. We don't even know if Mosley. I mean, he's going to stay till next year, but
Yeah, one more year.
Nakobe Dean's a dog. We need dude. He does
We need
not
a
care
lot
about-
of players, man. But is that? I mean, is that too high for him though? I don't know.
At 10. He might go like 8 or 9. I wouldn't be surprised. If we get him if he drops to 10, or we can go receiver. I don't know if we guys want receiver help. If you guys prefer, we can get Garrett Wilson. You can get Olave. You can get that kid from Arkansas, Trey Burks. You can get you can get Lindenbaum. You can get the guard from NC State. That's another guy I want. The guard from NC State. I honestly wouldn't mind getting Lindenbaum and the guard from NC State. 2 linemen. I wouldn't care.
I mean, there's so many different ways you can go, man. It's just it's going to be
what I'm
wild,
saying.
dude.
That'd be something, though. 4 offensive linemen in 3 years in the first round.
I wouldn't
Hey,
mind. I wouldn't complain.
Got to dress the line, man. You got to make it stout. Then you have a young nucleus you can build for the next 3 or 4 years to play together. It'd be great.
I do not want Zach Wilson getting touched. That's why
I agree.
prefer offensive
1,000% agree.
You see what the Chiefs did this year? Yep. Oh, literally, Mahomes no offensive line protection in the Super Bowl. Next offseason, get like 6 offensive linemen. Literally,
But even not even that. You look at teams like the Titans, man, where you have a quarterback like Tannehill. They have an excellent running game. They protect him. He run around. He do things, man. An offensive line is where it is. I mean, the Colts are a bad Carson Wentz game away from being a playoff team, but they gave him all the opportunity in the world. He's an average quarterback, and they made him look good. So it all starts there.
I still have
man.
no idea how Jacksonville won that game. I cannot believe the Colts really lost. That was the best situation for them
they
too.
They played like shit, man. They were more physical.
It's not like
they were faster. They were outcoached. It was bad.
Jesus Christ. That team had 7 Pro Bowlers, by the way. The Colts, most in the league, and they couldn't beat the Jaguars to get in the play. That's ridiculous. But honestly, like I'm a line guy, so definitely number 4. I'd go Lindenbaum.
My time's a line guy
assuming
too.
Assuming that Hutchinson and Thibodeau and Neal go top 3, right? I think we can guarantee them going top 3. Like 95% sure if they're going top 3 unless somebody's stock goes down or somebody gets hurt. I definitely want Lindenbaum at 4, and then either at number 10. It's hard, man. Like you can go Kyle Hamilton.
Dude, so much shit can happen, man. It's
that's what I'm saying. I know what the Jets, but it's really hard to mess up.
Right now, there's so much it's January, dude. There's gonna be so many players that rise and fall over the next 3 months where it's gonna be just wild. But Dylan, we gotta wrap things up, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Great insight. Yeah. You're good.
See ya.
Yeah, prime time. Yes, sir.
Are we guys doing shows in the off season?
Come on, man. Of course.
I'm talking about weekly, like
every week we're gonna do at least one show, one stream.
Awesome.
You got prime time's hot takes. Have a good night.
Bye. See you guys.
What did we decide on a day yet? Tuesdays?
Whatever's good for you. I'm available both days.
Tuesday is probably easier for me. Mondays are rough for me. All right. We had one Seahawk fan on here, but he knew that he was the number 2 Seahawk fan because we only have one number 1 Seahawk fan. But now the season's over, and I think now he's finally realizing primetime that Russell's going to leave. I think he's sensing it now. You
can see it on his face. You
can see it. You can see it right now. You can see it.
My guy. What's
up, man?
This is laughing. Now that Vincent did his music, and I use that word lately, Vincent, Vincent, if you're watching, can you learn Highway to Hell?
It's one song I would know, actually.
Now that Vincent did his music, I've been trying to do music stuff for a year now. So now I'm going to try to rap Dr. Dre.
Oh no.
So be patient and if you roast me, go ahead.
We would never roast you, man. You have all fans here.
I'm talking to the judge.
They want you to play all kinds of music, man.
Yeah, this can't be worse than Vincent. So.
Yep.
We'll see.
So, are you ready for Russell Wilson to be a Giant now?
God. I'm with Sean. I don't believe that's gonna happen.
All right.
I'm gonna wrap that up.
So wait, should we let's play. I'll place you a bet. Want to bet?
Okay.
I'll bet you a shotgun
Okay.
that Russell Wilson gets traded by June 1st.
Can I add a caveat to that?
What the fucking? You're negotiating with me now?
Hey,
All right,
hey.
All right, what's the caveat?
If Pete Carroll gets fired, then I believe Russell Wilson will go.
So if Pete Carroll stays, you think Russell Wilson stays? They're not going to
Yes.
fire Pete Carroll, dude.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
You haven't heard the Seattle media.
Uh-oh. The rumblings out there? You know some
Yes.
inside scoop?
They believe Mike Garofalo for whatever freaking reason. But I'm gonna rap, then I'm gonna roast prime time about something.
Okay, so wait, before you wrap, I want to.
Yeah.
Are we going to bet though? Are we going to bet that Russell?
Yes.
All right.
That's
Got my
bet.
betting cards
And
on.
I'm like Steve. I actually pay my bets.
All right. So now we got a Jose rap. You ready for time?
I don't know.
Now let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm gonna try to keep it PG.
Why bother now, man? We've been cursed all night.
All right. Yeah, hold on. Let me. Right back on. Push it right back up on these streets. Just remember that you did the things. You did the things up. Now you got to stop the consequences. Back up to that. Remember that. Let's make one thing clear. Here, my resolution. Here, no pollution. Fresh air, my solution. Long hair with the fat ass. On that ass, my hot culture. Jet lag, rusty, slow, casino, and you just like you. We know single after I be here. That isn't hypocrisy. And that fake on Father's Day, you person when you know it's like speak with them mockery. It's like John F. Kennedy shot them. Yes, I'm visiting of debauchery. No. None of that bullshit ever got to me because you're a pillow, ditto, breaking this shit down little by little. I ain't got time for you. Pom-poms. Should never let this dog out of his cannot waste time debating who I'm with when you're not around. Just don't forget when you miss them stepping up.
You've roasted you.
Ground.
Good job, man. That was excellent.
Those were bars, dude.
You did a really good job, dude. He was rapping so hard his headset moved. You did a great job. You absolutely roasted him.
Chat's right. I gotta start taking some notes.
I would have tried to do the Eminem part, but that cadence is just too.
You did awesome, dude.
I'll
That was
take care of
excellent.
all the Eminem stuff. Don't worry.
Oh,
You did a really good job.
oh God.
Dude, you did an excellent job. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, nice flow going, man.
You did a really good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I thought it was gonna go like my shotgun. Like my shotgun, bro. Very, very bad. But,
No, you did awesome, man.
But time. Now I have to roast you.
Go for it.
So
What I do now?
about a year ago.
Uh-oh.
So about a year ago, you were praising a certain someone on ESPN whose famous moment is running out of the back of the end zone in the old Metrodome. Dan Orlovsky.
Dan Orlovsky. Yep.
You swore by him because he said 2 quarterbacks are very good, Chucky and Carson Wentz. And answer me this. Where are both those guys now? They're at home. Do you still stand by?
That is true.
Do you still stand by Dan Orlovsky? Please answer me that.
Kind of hard to. I'm not gonna lie. He
Nobody's
was
perfect, man.
one of the few guys at the time that was defending my boy, so I had to get behind him. But it hasn't looked good for a lot of the guys he's been speaking up for.
And the crazy thing is, I told you when I was with my godfather, who was also my priest, with a painting of Jesus behind me. I said, and I quote, I think Dan Orlovsky smokes the same grain of weed as Frank. And I'm proven right.
I got better stuff than that.
But I have to give Dan Orlovsky credit because last week some troll on Twitter went after me like crimes. That's not cool. And Dan Orlovsky and Jeff Saturday came to their aid, so I give them both credit for that.
You roasted the shit out of you today, primetime.
No.
What else is new?
No.
I expect no less.
No. I'm not paying Chris Godwin. I'm paying. I actually am paying.
Are you paying primetime?
I'm not paying Tyrone.
Yeah, you me either.
Can I be the new co-host on this?
Yeah, why not? Tyrone's fired. Fuck him.
like seriously, I could add more to these conversations.
He's used his vacation days for this year, next year, and the year after that right now.
Yeah. But I am paying Michael Gallup just for the veteran presence on a 2-year.
Bro, he just got hurt 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
The injuries heal up quicker nowadays than they did.
We just talked about how we don't want injured players on our team. And you're gonna sign one that's injured?
Because I honestly think he'll be back by week 3, honestly.
Week 3? I need a guy on week 1.
How about training camp?
That's why you draft, what's the kid out of Ohio State? God.
I'm not paying Gallup, dude. I'm not paying Gallup or Godwin. I'm not.
Olave.
If you have Olave, you don't need Gallup.
In that case,
sign a tight end if you're
gonna draft. You're right.
After your great rap and your roast of primetime, your takes have been terrible.
I know. I am fine.
You shot your load, man.
Sounds like prime time on the weekend.
Oh, damn. That was a low blow.
That's outstanding, man.
Well, he didn't say where.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. So you're killing me, man.
He was by myself. So.
I wonder he's getting all these new subscribers on his channel. He's got this comedy show going now, too.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
Belated I'll talk to YouTube stuff. I'm getting hated from so many channels who I once considered friends. It's not even funny.
Because you're getting too many followers, that's why. Once they see you rising to the top, they don't like you no more.
So be careful who you call friends, guys. Everyone wants.
I don't call anybody friends. I've learned that lesson already.
Yep. Oh, and I talked to my family about going to Seattle for the Jets game. They say, as long as it's not in December, sounds good. Because once it's Seattle in December, it starts snowing, and I'm rolling with a couple of aged people.
No, dude,
and
listen.
I'll just leave it up.
No, I get it. No, listen, I don't like being freaking cold either, though. But,
So
but don't worry about any haters on social media, man. Especially YouTube, man, because we get all kinds of crazy shit. Don't even worry about it.
I appreciate it.
Tyrone's got your back the 1 or 2 days a year he's around. So,
well, guys, if you need me, I'll send one of you guys my email, and you can send me the link, and this can be a real three-person show and not two people in the cast for the ghost.
Jose, good stuff as always, man. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Okay, one more.
One more thing.
Yep.
Congratulations, Georgia. I was actually streaming the game with a woman from Georgia, so
Look at you
shout out to
stepping
Georgia.
up. You got a female co-host now?
What's her name?
She's she's my mother's age, so
There you go.
Better.
Even
She
better.
goes-
Well done, Jose.
she goes by Southern Gotti, so shout out.
Southern
Look at
Goddess?
you with the female
Yes.
co-host making moves over there.
Yes.
Sounds exciting.
God bless her. God bless her. That's all I have to say is God bless her, because I put her through craziness.
I can bet you did. You probably drive her nuts.
Yes, because I am petty. Very, very petty.
You are petty? So
Yes.
is Prime Time. You guys should be co-hosts together. Prime Time's a pain in the ass too.
Well, if you ever need a day off, DM me.
Jose, have a great night, man.
TT,
Yep.
if we host together, I'm not letting the other Chris on. The Chris that hasn't watched the game
One thing we'll agree
in
on.
10 years. All right.
Oh shit.
Love you guys. Talk to you
Have a
later.
good night,
Or
man.
chill.
Good.
Jose is definitely edgy, man. Listen, Jose's he's got his A game comedy material.
Those were shots.
He's got the ladies, he's got the jokes, he's got the rap, he got it all tonight. Tell you, man, our Super Bowl show is gonna be awesome, man. We got all kinds of performers now.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I can't wait to. And what the sad thing is, we play this this gets uploaded to Spreaker, like to audio only. I can only imagine what it sounds like. It must sound awful. The guitar and shit. Oh my god.
That's gonna be bad.
So thank you guys for joining us. We'll just do every Tuesday, Prime Time. We'll do callers every
All right, sounds
Tuesday.
good. Sounds good.
And then Saturday night we're streaming. Bills Colts. Not Bills Colts. Bills Patriots. I'm tired. See you guys later.
Later.